Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Where was the
Happy
warning?
Sunday. You guys got to go back to work tomorrow.
Jesus. Everything's fine now. Everything's fine.
I just saw that.
Where was the warning? I typed it in the thing.
Oh
yeah. Reading?
Nobody paying
we're not reading
attention to
that.
the thing.
You usually do like the countdown thing like this.
I feel like you
Yeah,
guys
that's
don't
how
pay
you
attention
usually
to
do
that
it.
either. So I was just
Shut
figured I would
up.
communicate via text like a
Oh, all right.
like a primitive man.
I always get it. I always see that. I always spot it. All right.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad we covered that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 7, right? You said, what did we land on? 7?
7.
Yeah,
6
7.
was last
I
time.
think so.
Okay, all right. Welcome to episode 7 of the Fourth Wall podcast, where we talk about things and stuff, and it's normally just us chatting about nothing too particular for 3 to 4 hours potentially. Preferably not the 4-hour side of it. That was a little long, but yeah. So we're joined today. We got a special guest, a special handsome guest. Look at him, Devolore,
Hi, Devolore.
Trooper.
Hi,
How you
Devolore.
doing?
Trooper Arms Mc Not Ready.
That's horrible.
He's the
That's
one,
not even
he's-
everyone.
He's the one that
Everyone
said it.
says
I
his
mean,
name is McReady. It's
Yes.
McCready.
Yes. Well,
listen.
Debatable.
That's just.
Greedy. That's also the name of Kurt Russell's character in The Thing, by the way. Believe it or not.
Well, there you
believe
go.
it or not, because there's no way of fact checking that.
That's actually.
There is a way to fact.
Yeah, but then you don't need to say believe it, whatever.
It's just whatever. Just figured I'd put that out there
Okay,
for any Kurt Russell fans.
that's good. I actually didn't know. I didn't know that. That's a bit of trivia that I didn't even remember from. The
I
thing.
can't believe
love the
I
thing.
can't believe you didn't know this. I'm sorely disappointed in you right now.
I apologize. Forgive me.
I don't want to talk. Don't look at me, all right?
Okay, well, yeah, we all like the thing. Tasty hasn't seen it. I'm sure Devalore's seen the thing, right?
Yeah, it was a long ass time
There
ago.
you go. Okay, yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, The Thing. Never mind. I misunderstood.
Which
I thought you
thing do
meant-
you think we were talking about?
You know,
I
the
thought like you
thing.
meant
We've
I
all
thought you meant
seen
like
it.
an intro.
We've
I thought
all
you meant
seen it, except Tasty. He
I
didn't get
thought
the
you meant like
pictures.
an intro. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
As every other movie we ever talk about on here.
Yeah,
I'm not,
yeah. It's
I'm not
just,
high, by the way.
Yeah.
I think I did come to a revelation in my last stream that I'm not going to push you to watch any of those movies anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Reason for it is that I was having a really big movie discussion with chat yesterday, and some interesting things came up regarding movies that I absolutely loved. But they're movies that I saw when they, for the most part, when they came out, and I was a lot younger. And then people go
Yeah.
to watch them now. Now, case in point, it's going to be Hook. Has everybody seen Hook?
Yeah.
I think I have, actually.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman
grown up,
is.
grown up.
Dustin
Peter Pan,
Hoffman is Hook.
Robin Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel like I've.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't out this person, but she didn't like Hook. But she had only seen it 2 months ago, and she said it didn't hold up. Now, in my opinion, it does hold up, and it's a fantastic movie,
Was
and
it
I could
piffy?
watch it right now. I said I
Eh.
wasn't going to out anybody, so
Was
don't
piffy,
go
wasn't it?
digging for information.
I wasn't. I was never a big fan of it. Didn't really give a fuck one way or another.
Okay, well, nobody likes Coolidge anyway, so
All right.
not too
okay.
much to lose there. But still, I think for the most part, what it comes down to is just like there is a lot of nostalgia factor when it comes in a lot of the movies that we've suggested to you, and sometimes like the cinematography of those movies doesn't hold up to nowadays standards. So you go back and you tell us you don't like it, and then we hate on you for not liking it. But I think just when it comes down to it, you were never going to like it just because you didn't see it at the time. You didn't see it when it came out, and that's when it was really good. So
You have to see it at the time when it first came out to like enjoy it. I feel like that same thing holds up for video games as well. Like if you didn't play some video games when they first came out,
I think. Well, I think
like,
video games way more like is like
Oh,
that
yeah.
a lot like more
Oh, yeah.
way more extreme because like I'd never played any Final Fantasy game before,
Uh-huh.
and I went back and played Final Fantasy VII, and I just stopped playing it. It was I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling it.
I've never played it. Well, a prime example like that I use is like there've been like ever since like the Bethesda Fallout games. I've been like, it's not real Fallout kind of thing, and I've talked to people about it and convinced a few people to play like Fallout 1 and 2 that absolutely hated those games. But it depends on like, are you into those types of games? And B, like, like did they ever like play games like that back when they were kids? Like if you didn't play it at the time, it just doesn't like hold up.
Yeah.
Well, like when everyone found out that Fallout 3 was going to be first person, like Elder Scrolls, they were like, "What the fuck, Bethesda? You're ruining it." So,
Yeah.
I
never played 1 or 2, so.
I
Well, you're
felt
wrong.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, I felt that. He is wrong. He's very wrong.
Okay.
But I felt the same way. I felt the same way. I'm still to this day not that big of a fan of Fallout 3. Never really. I did one playthrough of it with all the DLCs. That's it. I felt like I got my fill. Never felt the urge to pick it back up or play it again.
I'm like Fallout 4. I wasn't feeling Fallout 4 at all. I still haven't
Really?
finished it.
See, people
lot
like
of people
people
didn't.
like
A
3
lot of
and
people
people
didn't.
like New Vegas. A lot of people didn't like
New
4,
Vegas was
but
really good.
New Vegas was really good. Fallout 4,
Vegas
I
is
love
good.
Fallout 4.
I did
see,
too. I did
it's-
too.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I didn't really care for the ending. I thought it was kind of a letdown. I was expecting more, but yeah. Meh. Meh.
I should.
But
finish
you
it.
never get super amazing stories out of a Bethesda games 9 times out of 10. So at least
True.
my opinion. They did do good open world games, but story isn't really their strong suit. Like that's what's good about New Vegas is they actually had what the fuck's his name? I don't know. The guy that basically wrote all the shit for the previous Fallout games. Josh, is it Josh something? Whatever.
I don't remember, yeah.
I can't think of his name. He was at E3. He showed off Dying Light 2 because he's the main story guy for that. So I'm kind of intrigued and hyped by that now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So,
Seems how we are streaming on Tasty's channel today. Tasty, did you want to take a moment to say hello to your viewers? And they haven't seen you
What?
in a while. They're feeling abandoned. I mean, I got people coming in asking me, "Where's Tasty? Where's Tasty?" I was like, "I don't know. He might be dead."
he might
I'm not
be.
dead.
He's not dead. So
Chris, by the way, the name I was trying to think of was Chris Avalon.
Chris Avalon.
Okay.
That's a very majestic name, Chris Avalon. Oh,
He's
Officer
majestic
Kitty's reporting
man.
for duty again. Does he
My
do
God.
that all the time when you're like
Yes.
streaming?
Yes,
Oh
my
it's
God.
very annoying.
My cats never do that.
Yeah.
I seriously, like, people give me shit for crashing all the time when I'm driving around Code 3, and at least a third of those, I'm not going to talk about the other 2/3, but at least a third of those crashes are because my cat was suddenly in my lap.
All right,
Makes
all right.
sense. Well, makes sense. Okay. Well, where should we start here? Anything we want to start on? Do we want to maybe pick on Devolore a little bit? Maybe ask him a little bit about himself?
Well, I'm because I actually don't know. How did Devolore get into role play?
Good question.
So
I actually don't know.
I've played D&D for like 15 years.
All
So
right.
that was where most of my role play experience came from. I played it as the DM also for the majority of that.
Yeah, you
um,
DM'd like Moon, Shizzle, and Thaddeus,
Yeah.
and those guys, right?
So that's how I got into role playing on Twitch. Was I was doing that campaign with Moon and Shizzle and Thad and Mike B, and we were just poking around in there. And then at some point, so basically, Dark and Light was dying. Thad wanted more people in Dark and Light, so he's like, "Hey, do you want to do Dark and Light?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that." So I whipped up this like goblin character, ran around using my hilarious goblin voice, and then Dark and Light finished dying, so no one was playing it anymore.
Oh,
But then they started up Prime RP, so I went over onto Arc for a while, and then eventually one night Selvik was drunk and invited me to GTA.
wow.
I remember. I was there for. I think I remember either watching or I was there for when he invited you. I think we
Yep.
talked about it. I remember
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were in chat and stuff like that because I remember you were watching quite a bit when that first took off. Yeah.
That's actually
There you
all
go.
a lot more recent than I thought it would have been.
Yeah,
me too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
So no,
all,
like
yeah.
RP, because I remember running into your like preacher character on Arc,
Yeah.
the Western season.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was only once because you live in California,
yeah.
so the time zones are vastly different.
Yeah.
I also had you had your character on that very first season of Prime RP as well.
Yep.
See, I just assumed that you had been around for a while at that point. You just
Nope.
Yeah, okay, all right. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, there was that too. That
Yeah.
was when we did.
That was also legs.
Prime RP.
Yeah, that was
before-
that was the really dumb legs.
Yeah, the extremely
boys.
dumb, like
Hey.
huge muscles, like giant.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
I never actually ran into that character though. I ran into the preacher one though. Kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you went with us on the when they loaded up the dinosaur with the like the Gatling
Yeah.
gun and everything, and that was
Yeah.
Because
I disconnected and you guys came back for me,
yeah.
but my pants were missing.
Because I remember too, like, yeah, of course they were missing. But I
Yeah.
remember too, like, because I don't think I'd ever heard of you before that. And then my brother just messaged me one day and was like, "Oh my God, you know Devolore," because he plays a lot of World of Warcraft and clearly knew who you were from prior. It's like, "Oh my God, give me this, give me that." I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's like quite how that works, but all right.
Yeah. I did play on a roleplay server, a roleplay PvP server for a while in WoW, way back in Classic.
Yeah.
I never got super into it. Text-based RP has always been a little bit like I like doing the voices and
hard to get
having
into.
conversations. Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
But I did have a rogue that I sat on the like bridge to the Zeppelins and charged people for access. I told everyone that I was in charge of the Zeppelins and they had to give me 1 gold to get on the Zeppelin. And
Yeah.
you'd be surprised how many people went along with it. I was rich.
I can imagine. They take that shit very serious. Like my first first RP experience in the World of Warcraft was me basically doing because I thought it was dumb and I wanted to troll people. So I made a night elf hunter. I got a cat. It was like a panther or something like that. I named it I'm an Owl, and people legit lost it. It's not a fucking owl, you idiot! It's a cat. Like,
Oh my God, my immersion!
Yeah, and I got reported and actually had to rename the cat to, I forget what I named. I stopped playing after that. But either way, I thought it was very amusing how
the
mad they
game.
got.
Wow, really negative experience just completely pushed you away. Man,
I just did it because I thought it was fun. Because I had this crazy experience. Like I was blown away by it the first time this happened. So I was playing World of Warcraft, and it was on that same server. I forget what server it even was, RP wise. And I quest with this guy for a couple hours, and he's like, "But I gotta go to work, so I'll see you later." And we'd like add each other to friends and stuff like that. And I see a little bit later, he's still like online. I'm like, "What is he doing?" And I'm heading back to Stormwind. This was Lion side. And I see him running around over there. It's like, that same guy. And I go over, and he's like role playing with an NPC. Like there's a little farm right outside Stormwind somewhere, and he's like talking to the NPC woman like it's his wife. And he's tilling the fields and shit like that. And I was just like, oh, this kid's got too much for me. I'm out.
Holy
I just
shit.
left.
wow. Okay.
Wow. That was not what I was expecting from that story at all.
This
roleplay is
too nerdy for me.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. That's work for him. All right, I'm out. See you later. Have a good one.
Go home and work on plowing the fields. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. but yeah. So, wow, that's actually yeah. I'm actually really surprised that it was that recent. So I remember also, and maybe I'm misremembering this because it feels like a long time ago. Maybe it wasn't that long. Where because Thad made you in the WWE. And you're a big troll, and or no, you were an ogre.
Who's an
Were you an
orc?
ogre?
Orc.
Orc.
Who's an orc, you
It
idiot?
was
I
an
couldn't
orc.
remember.
Yeah.
You
don't-
idiot, was an orc.
You don't
Yeah,
have,
right.
well, they do have ogres. And
Yeah, they
ogres aren't playable characters in World of Warcraft, right?
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I've known Thad for ages. Him and me and Shizzle used to do DayZ mod until like 7 a.m.
oh,
way back in the DayZ mod days.
The good days. The good
Yeah.
days.
They
of
were-
Daisy.
They're good days. Oh man, having 5 frames per second and trying to fly a helicopter, I miss it so much.
I don't miss that. I don't miss that. I remember I got a PC upgrade during Daisy mod days, and like the difference, like after I got that new PC, was so good. I was actually getting a good steady 30, 40 frames, and I was like happy about that.
Yeah.
yeah, I miss the. I guess if it was really inclined to, there still is like DayZ mods going right now. Isn't
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, it's still around.
I don't think there's really much vanilla mod Daisy going on, but like there's a lot of mods of the mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you got Epoch and all those different ones, whatever the fuck they're all called.
Yeah. Back in the days when everyone had the exact same skin, they were all that guy wearing that blue vest, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good days. Actually, like, have you played any of DayZ standalone at all, or have you completely abandoned DayZ?
I played a bit. I've got like, I don't know, like 80 hours into it or something like that. I've kind of been waiting for I've been waiting for the point where Shizzle gets back into DayZ, which might never happen.
Yeah.
But I've been waiting for that, or someone else drags me into it. It's not a game that I'm ever like sitting down like, oh man, I really want to play some DayZ today. Like I'd want to be playing it with somebody, you know?
Yeah.
With someone, it's definitely the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I played Miscreated for a bit, and I just sort of ran around by myself, and that was fun. But then someone shot me, and I was like, all right, well, I wish there was more than one of me, and I stopped playing.
Yeah. It can be
Yeah.
a bit disheartening.
Yeah. I mean, the last
I
time.
just realized DayZ is what made me become a PC gamer.
Mm.
I
Oh,
probably
really?
wouldn't be here if it wasn't for DayZ. I just realized,
Man.
I was a console gamer until I saw DayZ, and then I was like, all right, I need to get on a PC right now and play that because that looks amazing. So that's what I did. I got a PC, played the shit out of DayZ, and then I think like War Z came out too, and I was like all over. Like
Oh
it was
my
a terrible
God.
game, but I was so new to like PC game and the like survival genre that I was all over that too.
That
yeah.
was an awful
It was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I
it was-
refunded that. I refunded that same day I bought it.
Yeah, that was an atrocity. That was my first experience with a developer just trying to take advantage of hype of another game and market something, and all the marketing material was just completely altered to make it look more appealing than what the actual game was. And yeah, that's
They keep making the same fucking game over and over again, or they did for a while at least, for like a course of like 3-4 years. They did War Z, which turned into Infestation Survivor Stories, whatever the fuck. Then they did Romero's whatever, the Aftermath, I think. They just did like 3-4 different ones in the exact same engine, but every time they re-released it, they were like, yeah, now we don't have to do this. They're like, oh, we're free to do whatever we want, but they just keep abandoning their games and leaving them unfinished.
yeah.
We're free to do whatever we want, which is collect your money and leave.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, come on, all right, we ain't falling for this shit again.
Was it?
They also evolved in that Western game, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same
Yeah.
thing. Is like, is that was confirmed? That is them. But like, has that gotten any better since it's come out at all, or is it still like?
Has it come out? I know, like
forgot it
you-
existed.
Yeah, I kind of forgot. That was another one of those things. Like the marketing material hyped it up and it made it look a lot better than what it was. And then
They're great
like,
at selling games. You gotta give them
I
that.
would-
They're great at marketing games.
Well, I don't
Like,
feel
they
like
could
they-
sell
I
you a
don't
piece of shit
I don't
game. And
feel
you're like
like
hyped for it.
I don't feel like they are though. I don't feel like I never got hyped for any of their games. I got hyped for War Z. After that, I learned my goddamn lesson. I was like, I'm never buying anything from these fucks again. As for the
but
Western game,
every time they just hit people that haven't heard of the previous game.
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
yeah.
And there are some people that actually really. I know, like Summit used to stream quite a bit of like War Z type stuff. So I don't know. Like some people actually enjoyed it. You know. As for the Western game, I think they're just using their engine. Like they're like involved on some level. I don't know exactly how that all works though. But I don't think they're actually making the game though. It's just their engine.
And that was right off
Kinda
the hype of another game as well, because you got Red Dead coming out, and they were just like, "Oh, we want to make a Western game, and we want to be on PC for sure, and then we're going to release it before that one comes out," and that was the whole thing. But
yeah,
I was very disappointed by what I saw. It was disheartening.
Yeah, for sure. I've watched Raken stream it a couple times, and I'm just like, no, absolutely.
So I still want that Wild West RP. I still want it. And it's like, you can do a little bit in Arc, but it's just not quite where you want it to be, you know, because the guns and shooting is just not quite right in Arc.
It's not.
No.
Also, the rest of the gameplay is not quite right in Arc.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I am. I'm looking forward to Red Dead though. Holy shit, that game is gonna be dope.
I saw a thing that there was a potential leak that I'd have to find the article at this point, but it said something about like a PC version of Red Dead, like some information of that was leaked on some forum or a website.
In a tweet.
Yeah,
there was a tweet.
Yeah, it was something like that, and it was. So I don't know. We might still hold on hope of that potentially happening.
Right there. Just posted it.
I can't see that,
I've been saying it from the start, man. The second they announced it, I've been saying, and I'm gonna keep saying, it's gonna come to PC. They're not.
Oh, yeah.
They are definitely gonna double dip. They're gonna double dip like they did with where they triple dipped in GTA for a lot of people.
I mean, I don't doubt they're gonna double dip, but I just don't want them to. I just want them to release it at the same time.
That's not gonna happen though. They're not gonna do that. Like it's just not gonna happen.
Why? What are they gonna be like this? What are they gonna break my heart?
Because they want to make a lot of fucking money. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, we'll almost certainly get Red Dead RP at some point. It's just going to be like 4 years before it happens.
Oh yeah.
We could all be dead by then.
Someone.
It's true.
It's very true.
I could perma at any moment.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I don't know, man. Apparently, like 5M got released. What was it, 3-4 months after GTA 5 came out on PC? Is what someone was telling me.
What?
This was a while back, but yeah, 4 or 5 months after GTA.
It didn't get
GTA
good
5
until well into it.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta imagine, like, there's a lot more people behind it that would want to see this happen now. We're talking like big streamers that I don't know that maybe develop. Like, there's a lot more interest in it now that. I don't know when that hits PC that people might be quick to make something for
That's
it.
true.
I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess there is a lot more because
And
when that
done
first
it
came out,
before
nobody
now,
knew what
too.
5M was. So
Yeah.
I'd rather like I don't know. Like I'm just hyped for the game in general and just want to fucking play it.
yeah. We're all in consensus. What do you have for a console, Devolore? Do you have a console?
Yeah. I have an Xbox One and I have 3 PS4s because I make bad choices.
What kind of bad choices?
So we had one PS4 that we did like all of our gaming on because the Xbone is a waste of money and I need to get rid of it. So we had the PS4 and we were playing Destiny 1 on the PS4. But both me and my wife wanted to play it. So when Taken King came out, I bought the like Taken King PS4 bundle because it was like it's like getting another PS4 and getting Taken King for free. So now we both have a PS4. So that way we can play together, which we did once. by the way, at all, ever. We didn't even play the game at the same time, like ever. So
Money well spent.
But now-
Jesus.
But now I have I got the second PS4 and I just hooked that one straight up into my computer, so that way I didn't have to walk into the other room to stream PS4.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
And then PS4 Pro came out, so we got one of those.
Oh shit.
Good way. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. I need one for my cat to play also.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You gotta play some Destiny with a cat.
I don't have any PS4s. This is all very upsetting. But yeah,
I got a PS4. It's the first console. It's the first console I bought since I bought my 360 the year it came out.
yeah.
And I don't know. So I think it's pretty worth. Except somebody got into my PSN account already. That was pretty annoying and
What?
spent.
Oh yeah, right. They bought. What did they buy? They
Well,
bought.
okay, here.
But they bought shit?
Yeah.
Well, so they got into my account somehow. I don't know how they did it, and they withdrew like money from my PayPal account, and then I saw like the emails changing my password and setting up like two-step authentication, all that shit.
Wow.
So I called Sony, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, okay, they were like, I see like some games have been bought on here and shit," and I was like, "Okay, well, what do we do here?" And they were like, "We'll figure it out. We'll talk to a specialist and everything. We'll get your account back." And you know, they said, I think she said you'll probably get a refund. So I got all that. I got everything back, got a refund and everything. And in the email they sent back, they were like, it's, I think that, I don't know, they said like usually it's like the responsibility of the owner of the account when this kind of thing happens, because the digital content can't be removed and once it's added to the account or something. But that, so then I was like, does that mean I get free games? Because this guy like bought games in my account. So I log into my account like seeing like, okay, well maybe he bought like God of War and I can get that for free. And I logged in and I looked at purchases and saw COD Black Ops 3. And I was like, shit. But actually, I think it turned out that you get COD for free at the moment anyway, so I didn't get anything. I got nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought he did spend.
So they did
money,
remove
though.
it somehow.
Oh, they did remove
Yeah,
it.
they removed the games. I didn't think they could do that.
I don't see how that's like on the because like that's like on them that their security is good enough that your shit doesn't get like hacked. And obviously,
Yeah, I don't
guess
know. I was
some
paraphrasing
extent.
the email, but they were basically saying like it's not all their fault or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily their information. Like they didn't do anything to have that information released. It's basically they got a hold of his email and his PSN name somehow, and they got his password, and they got all of it, all their means from outside Sony. So that's kind of what it all.
Gotta start
Yeah, I
with
think it was
Disney.
my email.
You gotta be more careful when you browsing porn, tasty. You gotta be more careful.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, safe mode.
Porn browser.
Yeah.
No, there's like a thing you can like. You ever see like "Have I been pwned?" and you type your email address in, and it tells you if your details have been leaked.
Mm.
Oh,
And
really?
it said my password and my email has been leaked
I didn't know that was a thing.
somewhere. Like it's being grabbed or
Are you
David's
doing it right
program.
now?
I am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you should. I had to change all my passwords. I changed my passwords for everything
God,
because I'm pretty sure it was my email they got.
I
pretty
don't.
sure.
I don't want to do it just because I don't want to change my passwords for anything. I set
you
passwords
should,
for
man.
so many
It's a
things.
pain.
That's a lot of work. Yeah, I had this conversation with Selvik actually. Like we're already in like the Xbox versus PlayStation 4, and it's just like because he's got. I don't think he has a PlayStation 4. He just has the Xbox. And we're talking about Red Dead Redemption. And I'm
There's no
just like,
conversation to be had here. You can't defend Xbox's side on that.
I'm aware. Basically my only point was, don't you feel like everyone that you know is going to be playing on PS4? Because it seems to be the primary console at the moment. He's like, no. I was like, are you sure? It's like, I've been asking a lot of people in terms of like what consoles they have and where they're going to be landing when it comes to Red Dead Redemption. And yes, the consensus is PlayStation 4. So that's
100%. 100%. without a doubt.
Yeah, because like I'm gonna wanna be able to play with people. It's not gonna be any good because obviously I don't know what the online version is going to be. I can only hope that it's gonna be something enjoyable that you can do with friends. But
Yeah,
I
hope
mean,
it's like that. I hope that tides me over before roleplay comes along. Like if the multiplayer is like decent.
mm,
I assume there's gonna be
I
heists again. By the like, it looks like that.
yeah,
that seems to be the main focus of like the main campaign is like going around robbing banks and shit. So I would assume so. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm extremely hyped for it. I think it'll tide me over because, like I said, I've got like 700 hours in GT Online on PC, and then probably another 100-ish in PlayStation 3 when I played it on PlayStation. So I'll most definitely play it.
yeah.
I think it's gonna be more like that, but more fleshed out. I guess I don't know. I'm just curious about like what are they gonna do with like how are they gonna microtransaction shit? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I am a little worried
Cosmetic
that it's
shit.
gonna be like, yeah, it should just be cosmetic stuff. Like I'm a little worried as to like what people are gonna end up with. Like you're gonna be able to buy a like a horse-drawn wagon that's got like a Gatling gun in the back or something, and you're just gonna be able to roll around in that with your friends. It's just like,
You probably can.
yeah, that's
You
gonna,
could do that in
that's gonna-
GTA 5, right? You can buy like
Yeah.
nice.
Well, yeah, you
like,
can buy
Yeah,
like
yeah.
tanks and shit. It's just like,
Yeah,
but if
it's
you-
all because everything costs money. Like the only thing that has level restrictions is like actual like weaponry. So like minigun is like level 100, rocket launcher, whatever the fuck, those are like there's level requirements on that shit. But like cars and stuff like that, there's like nothing. So whatever you want to get, if you got the money for it in game, you can buy it. Which
yeah,
is
those
if
shark
you
cards.
Yeah, shark cards you can
Yeah.
use that for. Because that's the thing too. You can look at like what did a supercar cost back when GTA 5 first released, like where the most expensive car was like $1 million. That was like boom, oh shit, that's really expensive. And now it's like you're looking at like anything you buy, like be it supercar or weaponized vehicle or something like that, you're looking like $2, $3, $4 million.
Yeah,
So
that's-
it just gets more and more expensive, and obviously that drives people
Yep.
to buy shark cards.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm worried about for the online bit for Red Dead 2 is that happening?
It's all
Yeah,
about.
I mean, if
go ahead.
if they don't do that, they're dumb because they made so much fucking money off of GTA 5 online.
Yeah.
Like,
They did.
if they don't do the same thing with Red Dead, they are really dumb.
Good old take $2 more running the show. So obviously they're gonna keep exploiting that. But you can't really blame them because they are making
It's
a lot of
pretty
money.
crazy too. It's pretty crazy too because like the online bit was actually like I'm not gonna say an afterthought, but the Hauser brothers, the main guys that run the company, like they didn't really give a fuck about the online component. It was the I forget his name, but the guy that got laid off a year back or two. The guy that made most of their games popular. I forget his name. He was like the creative director on most of their shit.
I remember that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a pretty big thing, but yeah.
I'm a little worried though. Like I really don't like when I don't know if you saw the pre-order options, but they have an option where it's like there's like standard edition, and then there's like I think like deluxe edition or whatever, and then there's another one
Collector's
on top of that.
edition.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. This. Yeah.
You miss that on a story mission. If you buy standard edition, you miss that on
It's
a mission that involves a bank heist.
It's a bank heist mission or something.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
it sounds a little weird.
Cosmetic shit, weapon skins, even mounts like the cool horses. I get that, but losing at a like actual in game like a mission content, that's weird to me. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
I'm
like.
not a fan of that.
I'm not a fan of that either. The big question there is like how much content is going to be in that little story mission. I feel like this is going to be a minor thing. I don't think it's going to be
Still,
that.
I've never seen a game do that before.
Oh, I
Like
have.
actually take that kind of content away, like on a pre-order.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2 had a pre-order that was a pre-order mission that you could only do. In fact, there was an entire follower that you could only get if you were if you pre-ordered the Prothean guy.
Still
Yeah,
80.
that's right. That's
Still
right.
80. I don't like it.
It's called day one DLCs, and quite a few
Yeah.
companies have done that to a lot of games. So it's nothing uncommon or unheard of.
Yeah, usually what
Unfortunately.
ends up happening is they make it like an exclusive for the first like month or so, and then they'll
Yeah.
offer that content to be purchased separately. At
Yeah.
which point you go, I wish I'd bought the collector's edition because it would have been cheaper.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Generally.
Actually, this is reminding me that I've forgotten to pre-order Fallout 76. Just realized.
I want to get the Power Armor edition, but I can't
You're not
find it
gonna get
anywhere.
that.
Yeah,
What?
I've been.
Have you haven't got it either, Devolore?
No,
I thought you
I've
were trying to
been.
buy a plasma rifle.
Yeah, apparently, plastic, obvious laser weapons are just too scary for California.
Really?
You can't
Wait,
get
Yeah.
They wouldn't ship. They wouldn't ship it.
I
there?
could. They won't ship it to California. Yeah, no, I could go buy an actual rifle, but a fake plastic one, I can't.
What?
Makes sense.
that kind of shit happens
Yeah.
to me in Canada. I wouldn't have expected that though. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't even think about this though. They didn't even have any Swedish retailers, as far as I could find, that actually even had the Power Armor edition. So
The stock was
boom. All right,
extremely
well, you live in
limited.
Sweden, get fucked.
Yeah, the-
Extremely. I'm curious, how limited are we talking? Like, there must have been quite a few thousand, though.
yeah, and
How many-
they sold them all within 12 hours.
I wanted the Power Armor helmet. I wanted it really.
Yeah.
It's $200, Coolidge. How much would you really have worn it?
I would have worn it. I would have bought it.
When would you have worn
You
it?
kidding me?
No
I
one
would
would
have
wear
worn. I would
that.
have been, if I had it right now. I would have been wearing it right now.
We're all streamers. Just put that shit on stream.
Yeah,
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. It's got
That's
a voice
the only time.
modulator and everything. It
Yeah.
changes the voice and everything too.
Yeah. Because that's impossible to do without a power armor helmet.
Well, I don't have a fancy fucking, what do you call those things? The audio thing you missed, whatever.
Yeah, see,
Mixer.
Literally using
I
it
don't
right
have-
now.
He's
I
gonna
don't
do it
have
right
a
now.
mix. I don't have a mixer. Fuck you, alright? Alright. Scumbag.
I want a VT3. I want that.
It's fun, but the thing that I heard about it before I got one from basically from the other cops that had them is, yeah, it's basically just a $200 megaphone sound, and that's pretty much all I ever use it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels bad.
That's the only reason I didn't
Yeah.
get it, because it was like debating. It's like, how much would I really use it? But it's just like there are
Yeah.
the few circumstances where it's just like, oh, it'd be great if I had it, because like
Huh.
I can actually, the way I have my mixer set up at the moment, which you're aware because we have the same one. Like I can, the way I have it set up right now, I can actually use the voice changing on the mixer, but it's there's no like megaphone or anything like that. So it's
Yeah.
not as good. But yeah, like so Fallout. Well, who have you guys pre-ordered Fallout 76 or no? You were holding
No.
on for this. You want the
Yeah,
collector's
I've
edition
been holding on. I will, but
because like you got to pre-order to potentially get the beta, right?
Yeah.
You're guaranteed.
You have to pre-order a physical copy though, right? You
you're
can't
guaranteed.
pre-order a digital copy.
You're guaranteed if you pre-order. You're not guaranteed if you don't pre. I haven't even signed up for the regular beta, so I don't know.
Hmm.
Not too. There's no rush yet.
Is that right though? You can't. It's only physical. Like it's a physical copy.
Well, I mean,
I
yeah,
think you
like
can. I think you not pre-order like a fucking digital.
there,
I think so.
there
Every
is-
time I see it, it's
yeah.
it links me to like a retail.
Yeah, there
What?
doesn't seem to be any digital pre-orders. The only because it's it's not on Steam. Can't pre-order anything on Steam.
Yeah, what Shizzle saying you do get digital copies give you a code as well. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna end up doing that.
If anyone has a link to where you can pre-order a digital
Yeah, I need
copy
a
right
digital.
now,
link.
That'd be
because
nice.
when
That'd
Tasty
be
brought
nice.
it up, I went looking for it, and I also couldn't find a pre-order for a digital copy. I mean, you could buy the physical copy for PC, which is going to come with a code,
And then they email
which is
you the
going to allow
link,
you to
or,
download
yeah,
it
the
digitally
code.
anyway. But then you still had like the physical copy, which, I mean, you're going to pay the same amount for the physical copy with a digital code with it as you would just for the digital code. So, I mean, you may as well just get the physical copy.
I can't remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
last time I got a physical copy of a fucking game.
Yeah, I got one for Dragon Age something or other. The one that wasn't very good. More recent one. But it's kind of weird. I would never do it again. It's just strange. I don't even know where the disc is at this point. But yeah, I thought because like it would be nice to get in that beta. Were you
any of the pre-orders done through Bethesda's net store is all digital.
through Bethesda's store? Is all digital?
Yeah.
So you can pre-order
Apparently.
through Bethesda's store?
Yeah, well,
that
no,
what we're
they
saying?
link you. They still link you, but it's still digital copies. I think is what it.
Okay.
Buy it.
All right. I'm gonna
All right.
try to remember.
I gotta
that.
get on
Play
that.
You were at were you at E3, Laura, or no?
I drove up there a few times. I didn't go to the actual convention. I
Yeah.
went up for the drinking.
Of course,
Oh wow.
of course.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask
Yeah,
you if
so
you saw
I-
anything cool, but I guess
And I'm curious too because I saw you tweet out when one day it just said what was it, Mr. Moon, Disby, and Thad, you guys are awesome or something. I'm curious what happened that night.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we literally just Disby, Moon, Thad, and Katie and I just met up in a pub, and I'm using finger quotes because it's nothing like an actual pub because no one in America knows what a pub is. It's a pub, but like with loud music and TVs all over the place. It's great. But so yeah, we just met up at a pub and drank and hung out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's more like I'd say
It's a bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to TwitchCon.
Yeah.
It'd be good.
TwitchCon's gonna be great.
It'd be lit.
Yeah. Skip won't commit to go. He won't do it. He won't do it, and it's annoying me. I keep saying,
I
Skip,
know,
I'll
man,
see
I
you.
know.
We'll find out at TwitchCon, won't we? And he's like, will we?
We'll have
So,
to kidnap Skip.
We'll have to.
We'll talk about it in a few weeks' time.
I may never go
Throw
to
him in
this
the
might
back
be
of a
the only
box
one I ever
truck.
go to.
Say
He
what?
likes it back
There
there.
you go.
What'd
Box
you,
truck.
Throw you in the back of a box truck.
That's not-
Dump you in there.
Yeah, we'll
Pull the trigger, Skippy. Pull the fucking trigger.
we'll
all right?
we'll talk about it in a few weeks. All right, just calm down. Calm down.
All right.
It'll all be explained. All right, just calm down.
Alright.
Just calm yourselves. Relax.
Is the twist at the end of this that you are TwitchCon or something?
Yes, you're all coming to me.
Mhm.
You're all gonna come
What
inside
a,
me.
what a twist. Whoa. I'm good.
There was never a TwitchCon.
Feels bad.
But yeah. Was there anything that came out of E3 that caught your eye? I mean, aside from Fallout 76, Laura.
I mean, Fallout is kind of the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of all I was thinking about all week. That and all of the work that I was doing at work. It was a busy week. Yeah.
Yeah, Blizzard never shows up at anything at E3, do they?
Not in a while. No. Yeah, we
They just
have
do BlizzCon instead.
BlizzCon, PAX. It's more about timing. Like, it just wasn't a good time to really show anything.
All right.
But we did have some stuff going on there that I was helping support from. Like, there was a couple panels basically that happened.
All right.
So you get some.
I was helping support from the office.
You get some juicy deets.
Alright.
You get some deets to release. Are we getting exclusive? Got any like
No.
okay. All right, fine.
Just had to try.
It's always
Oh
it's always
well.
worth a shot. All right, we're trying to
Yeah.
trying to expand over here. Figure some juicy information might help us give a little boost. Okay, all right.
But yeah, I mean, I went back and I watched the Bethesda keynote thing, and aside from the fact that what's that guy's name? Andrew WK was there for some reason, and it was the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't their fault though.
No, it was
was
so
like-
it was so
it was
funny watching the
weird.
crowd shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's too hype of a band for that crowd. It was weird.
yeah,
It was a
they
weird
were not
contrast.
expecting it either.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's actually a great moment where, like, we had to go back and watch it a few times. In the middle of the Andrew WK like concert thing, it gets like a wide shot of the crowd, and in the corner you can see Jesse Cox just doing.
I
Really?
saw
I didn't
that.
know.
I,
Fucking
I,
good.
I saw that when I watched it
It's
back.
so
I saw
good.
that when I watched it back. That's great.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
always
It was so good.
it always happens. There's always somebody that thinks is like, this is a good idea. Let's just have a musical number right in the beginning of a
Yeah.
There was a lot of
a
music.
conference.
It's nothing uncommon.
PlayStation had a lot too.
They did that
Mm.
I think it was the year before, the same year Fallout 4 got announced. They had like a whole display where they actually played a bunch of the music from Doom, which was I don't know if any of you guys played Doom.
Yeah,
It
I
had
remember
amazing
that.
music. That was actually pretty good. And there were a few other artists that performed as well. That was pretty good. But this just it felt out of place. But like the reason they did it is because like both the
music's
Rage
in the game.
trailers. Yeah, both the Rage trailers had like Andrew WK music playing to it, so that's why they were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It felt me, whatever.
For all we know, he wanted to do it, and he was just like, as part of my contract, I want to perform at this conference for Bethesda. I was like, okay, sure, whatever you want, Andrew WK.
I doubt that.
We don't know.
Definitely-
We don't know what happened behind closed doors.
They paid him to come and sing. They're like,
probably.
come on, Andrew, come on.
Probably.
I wonder how much you get paid to do something like that as a musical artist.
I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, so like obviously, yeah, Fallout 76 was your biggest takeaway. Is there any like runners up in terms of things that you're excited for coming in the future?
I mean, it's mostly other stuff from the Bethesda conference. I'm excited about the Star Flight or whatever thing it is that they sort of tease.
Yeah.
Starfield, yeah.
Starfield, yeah.
Starfield.
I'm curious for more details on Elder Scrolls 6.
That's
the
not
thing.
gonna happen.
That's like 4 years, 5 years away.
Yeah.
But,
They were like,
pre-production.
I think that was like everybody just shut up about this game, and I think that's why they showed that.
yeah, it's weird as a marketing
making it.
tactic. Yeah, because like it just always takes longer to make a video game than people think it does.
Mhm.
So like they either A are insane or B are fairly far along in pre-production at the very least if they're going to show anything off. I'm going with probably that they're insane.
Well, I mean, they do this with Fallout, but yet they don't seem to do it with anything Elder Scrolls related where they announce Fallout, they don't say anything about it until like 6 months before it comes out. So I would hope that they're kind of doing the same thing with this Elder Scrolls, but I'd be very surprised in terms of the timing where they release a Fallout game and then potentially a few months later release a Elder Scrolls game. So yeah, I think because he did say in the conference that we would hear more about it at E3 next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Elder Scrolls or what?
Yeah.
Whether that's
Well,
like
yeah,
a trailer or actual gameplay, it's probably a trailer.
Probably a trailer at that point.
I
don't know.
I would estimate that we'll see more of it at E3 next year, and then it will release roughly 6 months after. Oh, excuse me.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so, man. Like,
I mean, I feel like that's kind of.
If they're in pre-production, like, I don't know. I'd say like 3-4 years from now.
But when, I feel like they're a lot further along than what they might let on. I really do.
I don't.
Because they hold on to things.
They confirmed. Yeah, but they confirmed they're in pre-production, though. That's the thing.
Did they?
Not at the conference, but they have confirmed since that it's in pre-production. So, like I said, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years away, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that hurts.
The thing about the term pre-production means that they haven't started producing it yet.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that they had said that. That's unfortunate because
They said a lot outside of the actual conference, especially on Fallout 76. There was a lot of like, I feel like a lot of people were confused after that conference. I was one of those people. I was super confused. But they answered a lot of those questions recently, and Coolidge was pretty close to what the game is.
I told you. Was I not right? I called it. Called it. Every little fucking detail.
You didn't call every little detail.
I
But
did.
you had
right?
we were trying to guess like the vibe the game was going with. If it was like a co-op questing thing, or if it was more survival open world, which it seems to be with quest elements here and there. But there's no people, like there's no NPCs that are humans. And I think they said they have some kind of ghouls that are like
Yeah, they'll have NPCs. It's just the only other humans are players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't they say like the server size isn't going to be anything crazy? Like it's
24 to 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is what they said. Is what they said in the for anyone to watch the Fallout 76 making of documentary. 24 to 32.
I would
roughly.
want a little bit more than that.
Like considering, yeah, I know, I agree. I wanted to see a little bit more than that too, but I said like 30 to 50 was my guess on the player population, and I think it's I don't know. I'm hoping for 32. I really am. I would like to see a little bit more. But it's the way you look at because people like comparing it to Elder Scrolls Online and shit like that. Like Elder Scrolls Online is a different engine.
Yeah,
it's a different engine, and that's like an MMO. Like this is still the same engine that fucking Skyrim and the other Fallout games are all made in. But it's just
Did they confirm that?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, well,
like
I mean,
they've used the same. They've used the same engine for years. They just keep upgrading it.
Yeah, it looks the same as well.
I mean, it's an upgraded version of it.
This is basically just the developer's answer to, okay, we understand you're having a hard time modding a version of Fallout 4 online, so we're just going to do it for you, and we're gonna give you something, but we're also going to sell it as well. So, it's a win-win.
Well, like thinking about server size, with the way that you normally play the game, like if you're not talking about private servers, which are sometime after release. 24 to 32 is actually fine because it means there will always be 24 to 32 people, but also that you can always log in because the way that it works normally is you don't pick a server. It just puts you in basically like a lobby with other players. So you start up the game, you say, yes, I would like to play Fallout, please. And then it finds 24 to 32 other people for you to play with.
Didn't they? I thought they confirmed private servers.
They did, yeah. That'll be sometime after launch, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they haven't confirmed when exactly.
Yeah, so it's possible that as part of them making private servers work, it's possible that they'll increase the player caps.
Yeah.
Or that maybe they won't put a player cap like Ark where you can put like fucking 200 people if you really want to, but then it falls over dead.
Yeah. That'd be nice because I was kind of hoping more for like 50 to 70. But I guess that's like I'm just going based off the fact that they said the map is 4 times bigger than Fallout 4.
The map in Fallout 4, isn't that fucking big though.
I know
it's really good.
I know it wasn't that big, but times 4. I mean,
times 4 is
that's
still
a
pretty
good
big.
size. I was worried that like 24 to 32, especially if we ever tried to use it for the purposes of role play, might be a little difficult. You might have a hard time finding people.
Like I said, like the eastern part of the eastern part of Fallout 4, like a large portion of it's like this fucking sea. That's the thing too. Like I don't know. So that map ain't that big. It's very dense, like with being in Boston and whatnot. Yeah, but it's not that fucking big.
Yeah.
But I'm hyped as fuck for Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing it. Like it'd be a good, fun game when it first comes out. Play with friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, 24 to 32 players might have some RP potential. You never know.
The only thing that was kind of throwing me off about the trailer was that giant sloth. I didn't buy it. I didn't feel like there could be a giant sloth after 20 years. It just I don't know why there is a giant sloth.
I mean,
that's what you can't
Coolidge
buy.
is
There's
right
like
there.
That was
because of the
that's
FEV,
what you don't buy.
The FEV, like a lot of people often like question how do things mutate in Fallout, like FEV virus. That's what all boils down to.
Where were all the giant sloths?
There was like a dragon at one point. was basically what it was, right? There was like a
Well, yeah, they're
word.
taking a lot of the like folklore from the area and turning that into creatures. So like, there's a Mothman that's apparently very common, like an urban legend.
I heard
kind of
about
thing.
that like way before this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a
what I
weird-
mean. Like that. So that's going to be a thing in the game. So there are going to be a lot of like different creatures. There's going to be, I don't know.
You know what I
Okay.
want? I want there to be a story explaining where the origin of the Death Claw, and the Death Claw is actually a descendant of the giant sloth. That's what I want. Yeah.
I bet
think
the
about
Death
it.
Claw is already being explained somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Deathclaw.
like lizards.
Yeah, it's
Lame. Who cares about lizards?
Deathclaws
Some
at
of them are cool.
like Deathclaws were in the works and existed before the war had begun.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
Lame. Not making these. Okay.
Lame?
That's kind of, yeah.
Like I said, the FEV, the forced evolution virus, was used a lot before the war to experiment, and basically that's, like I said, how a lot of the mutant creatures in Fallout came to be.
Yep.
Hmm.
General
not just-
general rule of thumb for Fallout lore is if you don't understand it, the military made it for the war.
I see. Okay. Fair enough.
And like anything you're wondering, like how did it come to be? There's generally a story to it, and there's a way in one of the games at least to find out how it came to be, for sure.
So you're telling
Yeah, I
me
think-
we're not going to learn anything new out of Fallout 76? Well, that is lame.
We'll learn where the
I
giant
was-
sloths come from.
We'll
Well,
learn
you just told me where they come from.
Strengthen our
I've lost
friendships.
interest now. Although I am
and
curious.
enemies.
I
The
wouldn't-
West Virginia military, they need them
Are,
for reasons.
are sloths very common to West Virginia? I wasn't
don't
aware of that.
It's gotta be from a zoo or something. Like
Yeah,
that's all
I would
I
think so.
can imagine.
I mean,
like
if there's a
Country
giant,
Roads has been stuck in everybody's head ever since that that trailer.
Yeah.
the
Keep hearing it
Sure.
everywhere now.
Oh yeah,
West Virginia.
you were singing it just
Nah.
earlier today.
I was.
You keep
Wow.
singing it every goddamn
I
time.
keep singing it.
Yeah, we had a private call again.
I'm not the
Coolidge.
only one.
All right, don't be jealous. Okay, we were having a
I
private
thought me
conversation.
and Coolidge had a private call too.
Excuse me?
And that we
The
did.
fuck?
Yeah.
We did. We played some Elder Scrolls Online together.
did.
Back to what I wanted to say though is that what I am hyped about though, in regards to Fallout 76 though, is like they said, is they're going to continue to work on it for years to come. So it's going to be like with the down the line there might be some actual like expansions, maybe even expand the map. That's also
That's a bad
possibility
thing for anybody who wants a new Fallout.
Yeah,
like,
that
a
sounds like
single
they're not
player.
going to.
It's an entirely new team. It's
It is, yeah, it
Bethesda
is.
Austin. Yeah,
Yeah.
entirely
Okay.
separate team. Just like how ESO didn't mean there was no more Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
Felt like it
Is
for a
that
while
ZeniMax?
though.
Yeah.
It did kind of feel like it for a while.
It's like they had no interest in making any more. This is it.
Yeah.
This is the end all
Well,
be all right
ZeniMax-
here.
ZeniMax is the parent company of Bethesda, though, so
Oh, actually, somebody made that comparison with Warcraft. How it was just like they had all the Warcraft games, and then came World of Warcraft, and then it was just like there was no more Warcraft games. That's what comparison is. Just like we had the Elder Scrolls games, then come ESO, no more Elder Scrolls games. But clearly that is not the case, which is good. Good, because I never got into ESO. Wasn't really my.
Well, you should. It's a good time.
Yeah,
Coolidge,
checking it out today. actually.
Yeah, we're gonna get some people in there. We're gonna do it.
Play.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Is it? I got paid for it. Yeah, I gotta use money.
It's pretty cheap.
You don't have-
Is it pretty
you
cheap?
don't- Is it cheap? I thought it was free to play.
It's on sale right now.
All right, well there you go. Buy it.
It's like once you buy it, you're good to go.
I don't know.
So many people
There's-
I've talked to about it the last month or so have just been saying it's amazing. Like it's the best MMO out there right now. So I don't know. I'm trying it out and seeing if I like it or not, and kind of go from there. Oh, it's back.
Well,
It's
they-
buy to play now. All right. There you
And they're doing like some kind of Twitch thing with it this weekend also. I think where like if you watch someone and you have your account linked, you can like get in-game stuff for watching people playing ESO or something.
go. What?
Yeah.
God, I like the sound of that.
Okay. I'll see. Mrs. Skip has barred me from playing World of Warcraft, so I don't know if she'll be on board for.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I know. She's
Wow.
taking food out of your mouth.
Jesus.
I know. It's
Jesus.
it's very upsetting.
Man. My profit sharing check.
I was.
That's how you know it's a good game, though. People are banning their spouses.
You're not allowed to play this because it's probably more interesting than me. Oh, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
I mean, by rights, I got addicted for a very long time, and if I were to go back, I probably would stop playing Grand Theft Auto completely, and I probably
Really?
wouldn't
Oh.
stream
Problem.
anymore. I would just
An addictive personality.
yeah.
Yeah,
I,
do
that.
I
You get
liked
that
it.
in?
I liked it a lot, and I'm behind now.
Like-
I got a lot of catching up to do at this point. There's tons of content for me to just dive right back
Yeah.
into.
I gotta-
right
I-
now.
There's
missed
so
that.
much for you to come and play, Skip.
Yeah.
There's so many things for you to do, Skip. We miss you,
Yeah.
Skip. Come and
Oh,
play our
God.
games, Skip.
Yeah.
This is scary.
I got like a level 86 rogue just ready and waiting. Got a whole bunch of levels to get now and all kinds of shit.
See, I missed. Well, I played Vanilla WoW when I was a kid, but I think I was too young, and I was just like, I didn't stick with it for too long. So I only got back into it after, like, when Legion hit. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play World. It's never too late, and I had a good time. I feel like I was missing out a lot, though. Like, people had all that nostalgia and everything, and they're like, "Oh, we're discussing it like back in the day," and I was like, "Oh shit!" I feel like it's not the same, but no, I had a good time. I had a demon hunter. I enjoyed that class. It was a good
Look
time.
at that. Look at that.
Fucking horde
Did some
scum.
raids?
Fucking horde
Are you gonna-
scum.
Actually, I did
Play our
raids.
game.
What did you say? Horde scum? Were you
Horde
fucking
scum.
Alliance?
Yeah, I'm
Oh my
Alliance.
God.
I was all horde. Yeah, man, I was all about horde.
Horde for life, bitch.
Fuck the horde, all right? Alliance.
Actually, you know, I just realized I got into WoW because of the movie, which is weird.
What?
I watched the movie and I was like, I want to play WoW now.
Okay.
I like
Oh
this
my
all
story.
right. That's
It's a good story.
It had to happen to somebody.
Yeah.
The
What?
one.
I was that guy.
One person.
I was that guy that
Oh
retired
my
with
God.
that movie. That was me.
That is.
They got me.
Oh, man.
You watched that movie and were like, I want to go play some World of Warcraft now.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh
did.
my god. Wow.
That's amazing.
Yikes.
Tell the PR team for that, Devolore, that
We
they
got
It worked.
one.
got
Yeah, you
one
got me.
guy,
I'll-
guys.
I'll let myself know.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
How
Christ.
about back? Keeping on this real briefly, I guess. World of Warcraft Classic. Anyone you're gonna play
I mean,
that?
Devolore, explain it to me. What is it? I don't know what it is.
I will not say anything about World of Warcraft Classic. I will get myself fired.
I'm not asking you to say. I'm just curious if any of you three plan on playing it. That's all I'm asking.
I'll play it for sure.
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't think it's a lot of nostalgia involved here, like in regards to that?
That's why I'd be hesitant because I feel like I want to know what's going
yeah.
on.
I'm assuming that it's just vanilla WoW. Is that what it is basically?
Yeah, up to
Yeah.
I forget. I read an article
Patch 112.
recently. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
there
just
you go.
announced that like last week.
Yeah.
Patch 112.
I remember reading
Basically
that.
before Cataclysm messed up the world and everything. He's just getting all over that mixer, isn't he? Yeah, look at him go.
Yeah.
Officer McKitty, your secret informant.
You can put cats in police cruisers now. So
I've seen.
Yeah, I think
also heard
everybody's
them as
seen.
well, meowing from the back of a police cruiser. That's
So the big
that's pretty
So the
great.
big question here is, well, obviously you're probably not going to answer this, but I'm just curious. Like, so basically, everything that we'll ever want or need, like everything's already going to be in the game whenever it launches. Like, so there's not really going to be any content patches after that. It's just like that's what we get. Because it's vanilla.
I mean,
I guess that's what people want, though. I don't know, I just feel like that's weird. Like, basically, like, okay, there's not going to be any more like raids. Like, these are the raids you have. I don't know. I'm curious how long that's gonna last. It's I don't know.
I thought they had
Yeah.
vanilla servers though. Don't they have vanilla servers you can play on?
Modded, but
Yeah,
they
but they're illegal.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
What's illegal WoW servers? I didn't know this.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's all reverse engineered and like very illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know.
How about you guys want to actually talk about roleplay now?
I mean, we can. Like, obviously,
How did we get to this point?
we started on a tangent.
I ask
as per
myself that
usual.
every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started on our usual tangents, and then we just kind of went off, which is not a terrible thing. But yeah, I mean, we can talk about some role play in the server. I like
New phones, everybody.
new phones.
Everyone on
Yeah.
Reddit was super happy about that one. It was all
Yeah.
smiles and thumbs up.
They ripped off core.
Oh, is it the?
Saw
Does
that.
Coil have like kind of a similar phone system?
I guess so.
I've never seen it. I thought their phone system
It was
the
all
same.
explained. It was a stupid overreaction. I know of all places, Reddit overreacted to something
Oh,
in
no.
a negative way.
Not Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
I mean,
We're all
they're both-
shocked.
They're both
Well-
basically just the phone system that was in GTA itself,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
that pops up in the corner.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. It's the same models. It's everything. Works the exact same way for the most part. So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising to see the similarities, but I mean, I'm just happy that we have it and it's
Yep.
it's functional. And
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I have one
As
problem
do
with
I.
it.
Yeah, Tasty's got one issue.
Having to press end every time you're done with it.
I know.
That
That
one
is kind of
bothers me.
annoying,
That's
but
annoying.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my
well,
only thing I don't like about it.
it's
No, it's mine's like I really like the phone. It's great.
It
There's
is.
like
it is.
there's one thing that just keeps bothering me about it though. Like always have that one complaint. It's like there's no timestamps on the messages. So like
Yeah.
if I send you a message like, "Hey, you around?" and then you're not around, and then 5 hours later you log in and see that message, you're like, "Do you mean now?" I don't like
yeah. When did that come?
Yeah, I know. I sent.
Oh man.
I sent a text message to Chief 2 days ago, and yesterday I got a response, or whatever. I got a response the day after, like, "Oh, hey, I'm like," because he actually went to the place I mentioned, and I was like, "Oh, I'm waiting here."
Oh,
Yeah, and I was like, "Wait, what? What? Oh shit, that was from yesterday." And I didn't say anything. I was like busy at the time, so I was like, I'll be there soon. Then
yeah.
I never
That's
went.
an issue.
But we had that
I
issue
forgot.
where we were waiting for. Wait, is that from when you texted him when we were over at the park waiting for him, and then he
Yeah.
responded the
That-
next day?
That was that. No. That was before. That was like the end of that. So basically, that same night, when I first logged on, he sent me a text message saying like, "Yeah, I'm down at Vespucci at the gym," but and then like I said, he said he'd be at the skate park, and then we went there later. So yeah,
Okay.
popsicle discussion.
I mean, that is kind of annoying, but I mean, I feel like that kind of happens in real life a little bit. I miss text messages all the time and then never really notice the timestamp. I just think it's just like, and I respond like, it's just like, yeah.
I usually check the timestamp, so I'm like, do I have to respond to this or not? Because like if that's like 4 days old, I'm not.
4 days.
They're probably dead by now.
Jesus.
Yeah, they don't need that. They don't need me to respond to this.
But yeah, it's pretty great. I like it. It's more than what I thought it was going to be. So I was very pleased. I was expecting just a system like what we had originally when the Family RP came out, which was the original phone system from Coils.
Coils.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
all I
yeah.
expected. I didn't expect this. Mine.
Oh,
did
I
not.
expected this. That's why it took so long for it to come out. So
Nothing surprises you anymore, Coolidge.
I know.
I'm just so
I
glad.
I'm sorry. I pay attention to stuff. All right. I like to take
Just,
notes.
you know, just-
I take notes.
Don't pay attention anymore, all right? I like to see you surprised once.
No.
I'm
Not
super
even Fallout,
excited to use that
not
phone
even-
with Bobby. I feel like
Uh-huh.
anybody, if you ever play a character that constantly takes people's numbers, it's like the worst shit in the world. Is like
Yeah.
you have to
Mm.
write an external list and then constantly like check on it and pull people's numbers from that list, and then like goes it's confusing.
I still
Now
haven't.
it gets like put it on a
s-
contact.
I still haven't taken the time to transport like all my contacts over into the phones, because
I
like
haven't
that's
either.
a
Me
task
neither.
all on its own.
I
Yeah.
just transferred over the people I text the most. Was it?
Yeah,
Also, I just want to say, in regards to me never being surprised, I wasn't even surprised about Fallout 76.
Yeah,
Called
see?
all that.
Yeah,
Called all the
it
details.
was very lame. It was all very lame. He was surprised by nothing. Surprised by nothing.
Yeah.
Um,
My only gripe with the phone system is that you have to use the like comma and period keys to scroll up and down in your contact list.
Yeah.
The period key also bleeps the siren in a police car. So
oh,
when I'm trying to like scroll down in my list, I'm just like sitting there in a cop car going whoop 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 whoop.
That's great. That's great. Context not alphabetical.
They fixed
is
that.
a little
They
bit
are
of a
now.
problem.
alphabetical.
They are
They
now.
are now.
Changed that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They fixed
There's
that.
Awesome.
emojis
Change
now
it.
too.
Yep.
They
I
do
said
have
emojis.
emojis. Yeah, I'm never gonna
Yeah.
use those. I mean, it's
Oh,
great that they
man.
added them, but I'm never gonna use them.
All right. You don't use emojis when you
I
text
know.
people?
I
Ariel?
don't.
What the
I
fuck?
mean, I don't. I used to, but lately I just don't believe in emojis anymore.
What a
I'm,
piece
I'm
of shit.
don't believe in
I'm
them.
against
I don't.
emojis.
I don't
I don't.
believe in emojis.
Yeah, I just.
I'm excited for emojis for my hipster shithead Coolidge character.
Nice.
You
Nice.
have a hipster shithead Coolidge character.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea. Write that one down.
Feels
That's-
bad, man.
What character?
I made a character who's like a PR social media guy because why not? And I also made him a hipster, and I was like having the hardest time figuring out like what voice do I use for this character, and eventually I was like, what if I just tried to sound like Coolidge? So he's like,
Wow.
hey man.
I didn't know I sounded like a fucking hipster.
Nice.
All right.
You gotta say, like I said, and I'm aware. What else do you say?
Shut up. All right.
Feel
like I
free.
said, I'm aware. Yeah, feel free. Yeah, that's another one.
I literally
You
I
gotta do
was
that
I
a
was
lot.
at
You gotta go. Meow, meow,
I was
meow,
at
meow, meow,
Street
meow.
Dreams.
You were Street Dream?
I was at Street Dreams, and I forget who it was. It might have been Maxine. Came up and was like, "Is that Coolidge? Is that Bob Coolidge?"
No, she did
Holy
not.
shit.
No, she didn't.
It
got
might not have
you.
been. I don't remember who it was, but it was somebody. Was like, "Is that Bob Coolidge?" And then like
Let me
Nancy
hear
was like, "Yeah, it
Reggie's
kind of
voice.
sounds like him, doesn't it?"
Wow.
Damn.
Let me hear Reggie's voice. So do the Reggie voice.
It's just like it's kind of like this a little bit, just like kind of like my regular
Wait,
voice.
who's talking right
but,
now?
like-
Is that Devolore or Coolidge?
I can't even tell.
Fuck you.
That's good. Good old,
all right,
a, good,
all right.
a good old bit of it, like almost an attack character. It's perfect.
An
Yes.
attack character. My God.
Well,
I had to
apart
have at
from-
least one bit of him had to be at least a little bit shitlord.
There you go.
Mhm. Of
Beautiful.
course.
It's like
But-
Coolidge got hit with a frying pan.
Ow. Feels bad, man.
but we also like kind
Feels
of
bad, man.
to go along with the phones. Did they have like a little test where they were using Mumble? Did they have that?
That was
think that-
so.
I
What
think
was
that was
that?
an issue. I don't think they meant
It
for
was
that
like an
to activate.
accidental
No.
release or something, was it?
Yeah, so apparently, Family RP is on like the special high roller branch of 5M or whatever, the premium version of 5M,
Man.
and so they just rolled it out automatically to everybody who was on that
Wow.
branch, but it doesn't have like proximity and shit in it yet. So it was
Ah.
like GTA
It was
Online, everyone can hear everybody.
Yeah, it was
So-
bad.
You didn't actually. They didn't actually have to have like a session of Mumble open. It was just in the server.
It's just built into the game, yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was going to
Damn,
be a
that's cool.
separate, like we could download Mumble just like we did
Plugins,
for
yeah,
old
yeah.
Arma days.
Nope. No, it's
That's
built
nice.
because Mumble is just a protocol basically.
Huh.
So they just built basically a Mumble client into 5M, and it connects to a server which is just the same server that you log in through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was having.
Oh, it
this
did have proximity. It did have proximity for some people.
Oh, bring it back. I
Really?
want that so bad.
Yeah.
I want that so bad.
I mean, if
Do
they
you want
rolled
so
it out,
bad?
if they kind of like
Proximity's
accidentally
like-
rolled it out at that point, I imagine it's probably not too far off.
No.
So I mean, that's gonna be pretty cool. Like I was
Yeah.
having this conversation with people when the phones came out because they were asking me about because I think they'd saw from other people's streams they had this mumble thing going on, and they were asking, why would they even bring that in? Is part of the reasons to why they're bringing it in to combat some of the issues they were having with 64-man servers?
Yes.
Because wasn't that the biggest
Yes.
issue, is that they could get up to 64 people, but VoIP just didn't work.
Yeah.
That
So-
was one of the main issues. Yes.
Yeah.
That once you got, I think once they got past like 40-ish players, VoIP broke.
Yeah.
VoIP broke down.
And VoIP's always the first thing to break, because that was the issue we had
Yeah.
back in old SOE days when the server
Yep.
was like constantly people trying to log onto it. That was the first thing to go, was VoIP just started
that's what you
breaking up
knew.
and you couldn't
Yeah.
hear anybody, and then server would have to reset.
That was something I noticed too. No mouth movement. I noticed that as well.
Oh, with Mumble?
Which was a little bit of a downer, because I feel like that adds so much that you can see the lips move.
Well, it was an early version that they didn't mean to release it. So
Yeah.
I guarantee they're gonna have mouth movement. They wouldn't.
I hope
they wouldn't
so.
release
I
it
hope
without
so.
mouth movement.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that.
Well, I
You don't
can't
know
wait to
that.
see
If you
the
work
surprise
there-
look on your face,
but-
Coolidge, when they do, because they're not going to work on something like that to take us backwards in terms of
Alright.
role play.
I
It
can't
doesn't
wait
make
to
any
see
sense.
the surprised look on your non-moving face.
Yeah. I just gotta
Yeah.
say that before SOE, most servers were text only. That was the most popular for a long time in regards to 5M. Most servers didn't even do VoIP. So like them working on VoIP is, I feel like it's still.
I
pretty
mean,
new
they'll
thing.
work on VoIP, but if they can't make mouth movement work, because that's such a huge element for immersive roleplay, if they can't make that work, they just won't release it. They won't push it out, because the purpose was to try to do 64-man servers. So if we're taking something away from the existing roleplay that we have now, I don't think they would do it. They would.
You think we're gonna
No
get
point.
Then we're gonna get what?
phone calls too? That work
I
with
mean,
that?
cool.
I was
That could be
talking
cool.
about that because it's like with the Mumble extension, is like it's very possible that they could do it so you could have phone calls. But that was in my mind when it was first being used, kind of like we used TeamSpeak back in the old days. So I don't know if with the way they're developing it, if that's something that can be done, but it would be incredible. I would love to
Yeah.
actually have in-game phone calls, because I mean,
That'd be
if,
cool. I
if
think
we
it's-
were all on the same page and we were all on each other's Steam friends list, we potentially, I mean, well, we all are here, but not everybody you run into potentially is not going to be. You could role play doing phone calls just through Steam. Like me and Tasty have done it with Robbie and Bobby. I think it works great because you get that phone sound effect. And I mean, the quality is good.
Quality's
so-
a little too good.
Quality is a little too good. I would actually like it to
Yeah.
be worse, like more staticky almost, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Time to buy a $200 VT3.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, you can do it with your mixer skip.
I mean, that's true. I could make it all poopy sounding.
Yeah.
Sort
I
of.
couldn't do it.
Sorta, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some like sound of Oh, you've got the same one, right?
Yeah, the effects on the MG10XU
Yeah.
are weird.
I'm like at the moment I'm using like I'm going full USB at the moment, like you told me not to do. But I'm doing it anyway. But we won't get into that at the moment.
All right.
You told me not to
I
go
don't
full
remember.
USB. Aren't you? You're
I don't
using
remember
stereo
this.
cables, aren't you?
I told you not to go
never,
full USB.
Never go full USB. All right, we all know
never
that.
go full
I know.
USB.
I'm full USB.
The only place that I'm using stereo cables is where I couldn't use USB.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna talk to you after this podcast. But yeah, it would be really cool to have the ability to do phone calls. But like I said, there is
That'd be
another
neat.
alternative with people that you already previously know, because there's obviously that awkward moment where you could call somebody on Steam, but they might not
And they
necessarily
had a-
answer
yeah.
in character. The few
Yeah,
times
exactly.
I did that with Tasty, but he always knew the reason why I was calling, so he always answered in character. So it's always good, but might not that might not happen every time. So it's, but yeah, that'd be pretty great. I think it'd be amazing.
That'd be cool.
Also,
Also, we got cocaine on the server now too.
whoa, easy. There's a
What?
fucking cop here, man. Jesus Christ. Keep it on your
Uh,
fucking down low, would you? Holy fucking
No,
Christ, Bab.
y'all have already been getting NPC reports about it. I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did have
I
a question.
chased someone around in Vinewood for like an hour the other day.
Have you
Vinewood.
caught anyone?
Jeez.
Have you actually caught
I haven't
anyone
caught 'em,
with
no.
it yet?
Yeah.
I haven't caught anyone yet. Okay,
That
cool.
was my question. I was curious if anybody has been caught with cocaine or crack at this point in time. Like any cops have caught anybody with that. Do you know?
I don't actually know. I'm usually the only cop on when I'm on, so
Yeah,
I
that's true.
asked.
You're always so late.
Yeah.
Phil's Devolore, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, all right, someone's selling cocaine up in Vinewood. I guess I'll just go drive around in circles because it's not like I can set up a like
Yeah.
observation or
Sting
anything.
operation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be ideal. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that. Never mind. Track back. But what I was thinking was like, because I was running around with a little bit of crack the other day, testing a few things, and
Wow.
I kept thinking to myself, I was like, I don't want to be the first person to be arrested with crack. I don't want to. I don't want to be the one that blows it up for everybody.
You better not be. You
Yeah.
better not be. Or you're dead.
Yeah. I mean, we know. So I know that we know at least that cocaine is around because the NPC reports actually come in and they call in and say someone's selling cocaine. I haven't seen a report for crack, but that doesn't mean no one else has.
No, who said crack? There's no crack. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Crack?
Whoa.
Does
There's
that
no crack
work?
going on here. Wait.
Yeah.
So, let me just start off by saying I like the whole system with it. Prices
Here we
need
go.
to be boosted a little bit. What? Here we go.
Here we
All
go.
right, you know what? I'm just gonna I'm gonna dive into it and say what I want.
Let's dive deep.
And it might not be a popular opinion, but I'm gonna say it that
Let's go all the way in.
yeah, let's
gonna
go.
do it.
We're diving in. I'm here we go. Well,
I'm ready.
I like the cocaine. I like the RP that it's bringing. I really do. I will say though, I was not a big fan of how it came into play and the people that got it, like the way they got it. Like I didn't feel like there was an ERP behind it. My personal opinion. I might have missed it. There might be something I'm missing there, but I don't feel like it came to be because of RP. It came to be because the people that got it are friends with an admin. That's what it all boiled down to.
Okay, easy, Coolidge.
Whoa.
Calm
What?
down. Yikes.
Tattoo artist and a nut job that likes to talk to his hammer got cocaine. I'm just saying, man.
I'm kind of on board with that, to be honest. It doesn't
I know.
like.
I'm
it's
not.
Very,
let
it's,
me
even
let me,
in character, it's very difficult to make sense of it.
Yeah. Let me preemptively say I don't have any issues with Harry or Herona about this. I'm just saying that it's the way that they got access to it. When there are loads of other people that have been RPing towards it. I'm not saying like we should have gotten it, but like I don't know, like in character, like Bob has no respect for any of these two. Why am I gonna do what they want us? Like I'm not gonna go play by their rules. We're gonna try to take that shit over, you know? Like that's I don't know. It just didn't make much sense. I didn't feel like.
I think it did kind of come down to someone who is related to crime but is not associated with any active
Organized
gangs. They needed a middle ground character because I kind of get it in the sense that it would have been tough to give it to one particular gang, so they gave it to no gangs and made a middle ground person to basically mediate the whole coke thing. But I get it, like within RP it's just like where did this come from? So it is a little it's hard to understand, and it's like I'm never on when Harry's around anymore, so it's tough for me to even get involved with that, although to be fair I'm never around when anybody's around, so it's tough to get involved. Everyone plays way too late now. What are you reading?
So it makes
I-
sense. It makes sense. Like from that perspective, it's in role play. Like from the actual characters' perspectives, it's it's super strange.
Yeah. Like I said, I got nothing against it, and like I said, the RP that's come from it has been 10 out of 10. And it's actually, like I said, crime RP is actually a lot of fun now.
Yeah.
You know, it really did that. I just, like I said, I felt the way that it came to be was just like, and not like I don't know. It felt like an OOC thing, not something that was born out of the role play. You know, that was something I had an issue with.
I mean, yeah, it might be, but I mean, was anybody really building up anything in character in terms of cocaine? I mean, we weren't really. We were hoping to get access to it, but we weren't really.
Well,
I mean, aside from this whole cleaning company thing, which well, okay, yeah, I guess we kind of were because we were planning for this like cleaning company.
well, the way I kind of, like I said, the issue I had with it is that, you know, people that are role playing and told to go through the official channels to, you know, get access to stuff, and you do that because, like I said, you know, I talked to an admin about, like, you know, like when I heard like there were new drugs coming in, like how would you go about like maybe trying to obtain one of these? And I did the things, you know, I applied for it on the forums. I applied for a business for that drug, you know. That's what I mean, like that people are told to do this and that. Penta did the same thing. Penta also applied, and then it just, like I said, you know, I don't know. Just what's that stuff for if it doesn't get used? You get my point?
Yeah. Is there a certain level given to different drugs on the server? Like weed is a certain level, and then crack and cocaine. It's like, in the sense, like if you were to catch someone with cocaine, are they getting a higher prison sentence?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. We don't have a specific charge for possession of cocaine yet, I don't think.
Perfect.
But I'd have to go back and look through my paperwork and figure out what I would charge someone for if I caught them with cocaine.
Just take the cocaine off them, let them go, and just have yourself a good time.
More likely, I would just make up a charge.
Oh yeah, I guess that works too.
Well, I
You're under arrest for carrying powder. Off you go.
I actually RP'd having cocaine on Willie Jet once when when I interacted with you as a cop, and you couldn't officially charge me because there wasn't, you know, cocaine in game or whatever. Like there was no law.
Yeah,
for it or
I don't. What did we end up doing with that? I don't remember.
You let me. You just cut me loose.
Yeah.
You could RP charged him. I mean, Cool's really fine with that.
Yeah. So it was basically I didn't really know what to charge you with, and B, like Legs tries to be the nice guy cop, and you didn't have any actual cocaine on you. You just had like empty vials or whatever.
With traces of it,
Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, you clearly have had cocaine, and you're clearly under the. Oh, that's what it was. I charged you for public intoxication.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did.
I think that's all. You couldn't get him for possession on those vials anyway, right?
What happened to your mic?
No.
Why'd your mic go all weird all of a sudden?
What happened?
Who?
It's fine now.
Me?
Yeah.
Everything's fine. I've heard everything fine.
Really? That was fucking weird. Okay. No, never mind. Okay. Disregard. Continue. Sorry.
What else? I was gonna say something. I forget. Oh, if you found somebody with cocaine as a cop, would you like report that to the higher ups and maybe like?
Yeah.
Would there be an investigation involved there?
I'm not sure what would be involved in terms of investigation. It would probably be, just guessing, it would probably be more of a, hey guys, so cocaine is on the streets now. Everyone be aware and keep an eye out for it. I have to talk to like 5-0 and them about what are we doing for an actual criminal charge or when we catch you fuckers.
So out of curiosity,
I'd really like them. I'd really like proactive investigative techniques to be used to try and track down cocaine. That'd be so cool. Keep everybody on their toes and make people careful.
I have a question. What would you like to see as a cop? Someone who basically mainly just plays a cop. What would you like to see more?
Investigation, 100%.
Yeah,
we need.
So that's what I would like to see too from the cops.
We need old Frank back before he went crazy.
So are we.
Dead.
But yeah, no, we need more like following up on, because like there was this whole you guys remember the serial killer thing we had going on like a couple of weeks ago, which was
what? A couple of weeks ago.
I guess like a month ago now.
That's still, yeah.
No,
It mostly
no.
happened. It mostly happened during my shift, and it was basically just Rage Guy giving me tips constantly until we eventually caught him.
Oh,
And it was pretty well done, especially considering that most of the time it was literally just me around. But like that's the sort of thing that can't really happen without, especially at the moment, without like having someone who's literally like, I'm just going to keep drip feeding you little bits of information constantly about this thing, because we don't have anybody going around asking questions or like making contacts and being like, hey, yo, if you see this guy doing anything weird, can you let me know and shit like that. It's not really,
shit.
because the only people investigating are in uniform cops. So if I'm standing there in my fucking trooper uniform with my spaceship hat on, and I'm like, hey, so you seen this guy do anything illegal lately?
Yeah.
You're gonna be
like,
like, oh,
boys.
Officer, goodbye.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Tasty.
How do you do, fellow crims?
Tasty. That sounds like a job for the neighborhood watch right there. That's what that sounds like.
Everybody,
for sure.
Everybody would recognize a cop. Like for anyone to successfully be an undercover cop, they'd have to be fresh, like not having arrested anyone, like never been in uniform. You know, they'd have to come, like they'd have to pull a Departed on them. You know, like Leo DiCaprio. And
he's so good though.
I wanted them. I've been wanting them to do that with somebody right out of the academy, like a new character that people aren't as familiar with, and just say, okay, you've passed the academy, but you're not going to be a trooper. We're putting you out on the street. We'll put you undercover.
Played crims.
Yeah.
And then you just made so it looks like they just made a new crim, but it's actually their undercover cop character.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But not only that, but it would also rely on the fact that the second they saw something incriminating, that they wouldn't arrest you and just like, all right, boom, this guy, I saw him deal like a bags of coke, boom, arrested. You're arrested for cocaine.
No, they'd go for like the big,
they'd have to build up a fucking case.
Wait a second, hold on. How do we know they haven't done this already?
Yeah,
we don't. I don't think they have. The way it is, the way the RP is, I don't think they have. Like it's something I've been wanting for a long time. Because like I said, back on SOE, like Eli and Finco and those guys, they actually investigated stuff. Like they actually took the time
enough,
they hired CIs. They did all kinds of shit. Investigated Grove, the Grove Street Collective, as an example.
Eli gave us tons of money.
Interested. Yeah,
like he was the only reason that the investigation business was as good as it was. But that was good times. It'd be nice. I kind of had an idea for a character that was. It started out as a meter maid, but I realized at that point I would have to go through and get approval to make like a meter maid character because I wanted to be able to ticket people. And now it's morphed more into like a neighborhood watch, which is basically going to be more like a snitch. It's kind of just going around investigating, keeping an eye on things, and
calling the cops on people doing shit they're not supposed to.
Exactly.
All right.
Basically, just to get people mad at me and get me in trouble. But what? What did you say?
You remember that white Jamaican character I made, right?
Yeah.
Winston.
I decided to make him a snitch, and I swear to God,
you died.
I witnessed a shooting, gave my witness report to the police, and I was dead 10 minutes later.
Yeah, you really. Jack
I didn't even get
you.
to snitch. Really, I just reported it as a witness. It wasn't really snitching, you know.
What?
I wanted to do like some major like snitching, like follow people to a drug deal, and I was talking to like Dazzler, and I was like, I'm gonna buy a lot of weed, and then you're gonna swoop in and sting him for it. Like that was the plan. I didn't get anywhere close to that before I was killed. Not even close. So being a snitch is difficult. Yeah, I permaned the character when he got shot too.
I remember he got shot by Jack Jackson in Perm. I remember that much, but I didn't see stuff leading up to it.
Yeah,
I feel like it would be hard to like get in and do it. I guess you got to be very careful about how you do it. You know, like for a character like Herb Winstone, like or whatever his name, Herb Winstone.
Winston, man.
Yeah. Well, either way, I feel like a character like that, like, you know, like our crew, for example, like wouldn't really take someone like
No.
that in either, you know, like you need
Well,
it needs
yeah.
to be like someone that comes off as a legit serious criminal that, you know, other criminals would, you know, okay, we could have use of a guy like this, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just playing it as like a kid who wanted to buy some weed, and then the
Yeah.
cops would like sting a dealer.
I'm Winston.
But yeah, you got to be careful with that snitch roleplay. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody finds out about that OC, it's going to be pretty difficult not to meta that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to.
I found
It's
out.
hard
Sorry, you go, sir.
I was just saying it's hard to forget that when you're dealing with somebody and like in the back of your mind you're like noticing things that your character would be suspicious about, but you notice them more.
Yeah,
than you
because you're on
would
high alert
otherwise.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That is the issue with it. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
do I purposely ignore those signs that I might have actually seen if
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a snitch? So
Yeah.
that's why getting chat information is also like shitty sometimes. That's why most people don't like that shit in the chat, because it influences things like that.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
maybe instead of more snitch characters, they're just more like like soft core vigilantes.
Well, how
Almost be
about
like that. They try to take things on themselves opposed to involving the
vigilante.
cops,
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
which is
I
just
was
going to
gonna
lead to them getting in trouble and potentially arrested. But it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, most likely. You know that Toby in our crew was actually a CI for the longest time. Did you know
Excuse
that?
me? CI
Yeah,
really?
for who?
Dazzler.
He's fucking dead. Toby's dead.
I don't know.
I wish you didn't tell me that.
Vote to kill Toby. He's done.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I don't think it's that hard. Like, I just put that. I don't know. I just bury that shit in the back and keep on going. You know, like I've never had any indication in character that he's a snitch, ever.
Yeah, Toby's dead. We're killing him. It's over. It's over. I'm using that juicy meta.
But I feel like a large part of that is, I guess, I don't know. It's how you, like I said, it's how you do it. If you play a serious criminal and you just, you know, on the sly, fucking slide information to the cops. I don't know. I think you could do it. I think you could do it. I've thought about doing it actually.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really think about it. Yeah, being a snitch might be potentially pretty tough. But I guess it's your place in the world. I mean, being a snitch that's already established within a gang is one thing, but just trying to be a snitch that has no connection or ties to anybody, they're just gonna kill you straight up. That's
That generally.
that's the
generally
Earl Winston story.
Yeah.
Dead.
Or you become a cop.
Or you become a cop.
Become a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pros to being a cop.
Avon would be disappointed in me. What?
Wow. Fucking
Wow,
that's
alright.
deep cuts. I still have my I've been like kind of deleting characters to make new ones, but I still haven't deleted the character that I made to be a cop. Just because I like his name. It was Max Cooper. That way it could have been Trooper Cooper. That would've been perfect. But then Hirona's got a cop, it's Trooper Copper. And that annoyed me. And I was like, it's too close to
Yeah.
God damn.
That was
to
her
mine.
name on No Pixel also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call you Trooper Pooper Scooper.
Mm.
That'd be your nickname.
It's okay. It's a little hash there, bud. A little fucking hash.
I remember for the longest time people were like making fun of Bosco's name, call him Officer Broccoli and everything, and like everybody.
Good
Oh, yeah,
times.
must
Good
have
old
been
days.
really
Good old
annoying.
days.
Good old Bosco. Son of a bitch. But yeah, it's been kind of poopy lately. I've been noticing that a lot of things. I'm getting messages in the morning when I wake up about things that have happened that I missed out on. There's been like so many like good developments, but they're happening so late at night. It's like why can't everybody just play earlier? Just all play earlier. Just
I don't know.
everybody just.
The peak time to play got pushed back big time. Like
Yeah.
it used
Yeah.
to start. Yeah, it used to be way earlier, but it just I don't know. It's super late now.
Yeah,
And it
Yeah.
Well,
affects-
that's the
it
thing. It's like everybody knows. Okay, this is the time you get on,
Yeah.
so nobody gets on when it's
I
like
get-
quiet. So
I get on. I still get on the normal time that I usually get on. I usually get on like between 8 and 10 my time and start playing. But like you used to be queues at that time back when it was.
But okay, since we're on server pop, right? So we had that big like point in the server where there was like pretty much like the server was really dead for a while.
Yeah.
It's picked back up a little bit. But I was curious as to what you thought were the reasons where Devolore, if you were to guess as to why it dropped in the past and it still hasn't quite like got back to that point where there's queues in peak time.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is cop presence. I've been consistently on at around the same time for a while, and I know a lot of especially when Conan came out, and then we had E3 like as things were starting to recover, and so a lot of the like main daytime cops weren't around during that. I obviously wasn't around in the evening during E3 either, but like we've had more consistent, like there's usually an EMS or a cop on in the evening, and there were periods of time where there was neither during the day, and it just sucks to play when there's no emergency services around at all, because if you get downed, then you just get to sit there and wait for ages. And a lot of people went off to Conan and didn't really come back. Not even really that they didn't really come back, just more that like have been distracted by other things ever since. I honestly think the whole court never quite happening thing kind of put a damper on a lot of stuff.
That's true.
It did.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're, in terms of staffing, cops are split between whitelist and public, and like whitelist is still the priority. And I'm not really planning on ever playing on public personally. I'm always going to be whitelist, but it means that like where you used to be, wow, tonight's really popping off, we got 6 cops on, now it's like, okay, there's 2 and then there's 3 on the other server or something.
I don't know, like I can't speak for these people, but I've been noticing, I've been watching a lot of cops in terms of like being on the public server. I am noticing a bit of frustration in terms of some of the things they have to deal with on the public server, because obviously it's open. And I can tell that it is wearing down on them, because it's being like it's just like a live action admin right there in the server. It's just like, well, okay, well, I gotta fucking report this guy and get him out of here. And when public first was like, when we were first figuring out what's going on with public, everybody was like, man, I'm gonna want to be on public all the time. Everybody, make sure you remember to be on whitelist sometime, because I'm gonna be on public all the time. And that was what everyone was saying. I was like, I don't ever want to be on public. You kidding me? I don't want to have to deal with that shit. Like, yeah, sure, most of the people on public are gonna be fine and great, but those people will get whitelisted and they'll get brought over to the whitelist server.
Yep.
And so then I'm going to be having to sit there and deal with, all right, do I give this guy the 9s over a robbery because he's just being a dickbag the entire time? Like, I don't know. Because his name is Bob, I will rob your stuff. Or something stupid like that.
Good name.
So I think there's a few factors then, because I think a lot of those are valid, probably for a lot of people, as to why they didn't play. But for me, and I think like a decent amount of people, it was it's just straight up staleness. I think the server got like, it's just the role play was like really like it was like the same thing over and over again. It was like social circles that were just meeting together, and there was no like real stories happening. And I think at the time, I was confused as to why that was happening. And then when public server came out, I felt like an urge to play on there. And I know a lot of other people did too. And then I realized the reason I wanted to play on there was because of fresh faces and new people and new potential conflicts, friends, stories. So that's why I'm super excited for people being whitelisted now. I feel like it's already bringing shit, like new things.
Yeah, it is. I've already run into a bunch of new people like this week that I've never run into before that are really good role players.
Jam actually just brought another good point. In the at least for a period of time, might not be so much an issue anymore. But where they changed the things with state debt, everybody just went into grind mode because they realized, well, fuck, I can't do anything now that I have state debt.
People have been in grind mode for a long time. I feel
yeah,
like.
I think
the
people went in
cars
grind
people
mode,
have,
and then everybody stayed in grind mode because I am seeing a lot of expensive cars.
I think it's too easy
Oh,
to
yeah?
make money from weed right now. To be honest.
Shut up! I'm still broke, man. I just bought a Miata. All right, I gotta fix
Yeah,
that
but
thing
I
every
remember
fucking day.
when we first started our crim characters, like the most like we needed like money. That's what we were like broke, and we were like trying to find out the best way to make money being a crim, and that was like getting access to like the good drugs like meth. Like it was a big leap. And
It
now
was
I
a
feel
big
like
leap.
weed is like fine. It's like like you can get by real easy on weed.
Yeah, it's like we got the new drugs, but we kind of went into Coolidge kind of stepped on a little bit earlier in terms of like pricing, where the pricing isn't quite right because like for the time and money to get access to these higher level drugs, you're not really getting a return on your investment. So like,
Can you
weed
imagine
is
if you
still,
were like it would you'd be making like insane amounts of money. Like if I can make 20K in 2 hours on weed, take it, somewhere around that
You
amount in that
can't.
time frame.
You technically, I think you can actually.
well, you
but
can't. That's what he's saying.
it-
I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can make 20K in 2 hours on
yeah,
weed.
but like that's what I mean though. Like for me personally, in regards to like selling weed, like I might do like like if it's slow, like when I first get on the server and it's not fully populated, not everybody's like not everybody's around, then I'll talk to chat and I'll drive around and I'll sell weed. But I feel like the reason it's so easy right now is due to the fact that there aren't as many cops on anymore. You remember
You don't
like
get
for a
arrested
period.
as much. Yeah.
No, you don't. And
Yeah.
it used to be that like if you were down selling on fucking by Mega Mall and stuff like that,
It was
every
a little
so
too
often-
high though.
What?
I think at that point, like the cops were getting pinged like pretty quick. Like you
Yeah, they
wouldn't
were,
get a
they
full
were.
batch off.
Yeah, they were getting way too many pings, and they
It also have the
altered that,
undercovers as well.
which is good. But like I said, the cops got to work too. Cops got to be proactive and actually like patrol the areas that are known for drug sales. To bust those people. But like I said, if there's only one or two cops on, they're
Yeah.
most likely busy going from call to call.
Yeah.
So
Or
I think that's
I'm
a large
just, like,
part of it.
Like a lot of the time for me, it's like I'll get a CDS complaint, but it'll be in Polito, and so I'll just be like,
Well, fuck that.
I'm the
Yeah,
only
it's-
cop on. I can't be asked driving up to Polito right now in case something else happens in the city.
Yeah.
So I guess you just get to sell drugs in Polito for now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
it's
100%.
that's the worst part of patrolling solo is like vehicle theft and drug sales. I can do like nothing about. There's no way.
And it's clearly a tricky thing because it wasn't too long ago that we were all talking about having the exact opposite problem, where
Yeah.
we
Too
were
hard to
being
make money.
arrested. Yeah, but we couldn't sell weed. It wasn't a viable thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was when all
was-
the undercover stuff was going on. Well, the
Yeah.
like specifically monitoring those areas and shit, and that just
Yeah.
requires us to have like 5 cops on to
It
make that work.
does. It does. But that's what I mean, though. That like I want to see more of that stuff. That rather than cops always like, I'm not saying relying, but I'm gonna say relying anyways. Relying on pings to do their job. Like they should investigate and dig in and look into things, and that's how they should make arrests. Like I said, like that's what it was with Grow. Like the other night when you and me were playing Skip and we stopped selling because there was way too much heat down by the Mega Mall.
Yeah. You were just
It
doing patrols down there. I seen them. I was
Yeah.
just like, nope, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not getting arrested right
Yeah.
now.
Exactly. And we moved.
Yeah. And then you got shot.
And then I got shot, and then we stopped completely.
Jamestown. And
Yeah.
then I went around forever just walking around Jamestown watching Jay find new spots to park to watch and see if we would go back for your van. Trying desperately to catch us. I was like, you ain't gonna get me, motherfucker. Ain't getting me.
We also we have like 6 cadets right now, and some of them have been around for a while and aren't getting their evals done.
That's a shame.
A lot of the
hopefully.
higher ups aren't. I noticed haven't been around as much, like in terms of like
Yeah.
5-0 and sheep and
Yeah, Sheep's had a bunch of like internet problems causing him issues.
yeah.
But it's been ongoing for like a month now. I don't know what 5-0's been up to. I haven't seen him too much.
Yeah, I haven't seen him around either. But yeah. So I think right now in regards to weed, if the cop presence rises again, like the cop populations gets up to like 4 or 5 again on a regular basis, I think it'll be good. I think the weed is good as it is. It's just the fact that we're lacking cops right now, really.
Yep.
Yeah, like you could do it 2 hours straight and not get caught.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a lot of weed
Yeah.
runs and not getting
Yeah.
caught.
Yeah.
Doing that
I
many
think you're right.
weed
Actually,
runs.
that's a good point.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
normally like say if I'm streaming just for the sake of the stream, I won't grind out weed too hard. I'll do maybe 2 to 3 runs and then that's it. But normally I can do 2 to 3 runs pretty safely without getting caught because there's a few different locations that I can cycle between, where I don't need to hit up the same spot every time.
That's the thing too. That as a criminal, you get smarter, or like if you're someone smart, intelligent criminal, and adapt to how the cops roll. Like that's the thing too. That people get better at what they do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cameras are
Thing
doing
too.
You're
weird
cam
things.
flickering right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thanks.
Hold
I
on.
noticed
Let me,
Yeah.
What is that? Stop it.
Discord taking a shit.
Yeah, Discord's going all poopy. Try doing that. See if that's gonna. Let's look at the E3 stuff up. But yeah, no, I think it's fine. I mean, I don't want the cops to look into things too much because I mean, apparently everybody in the fucking world knows where our crack den is. So I mean, if they look in, if even for about a minute they start looking into it, they're gonna find it. Because
They'll
every
instantly
fucking
find it.
asshole
You can
around
ask
knows where
anybody
that
on the
is.
street, where's the crack kitchen?
Yeah.
Vespucci's right over there.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
specifically people going around being like, yeah, just here's your cocaine, and just go down to Vespucci and you can cook it. I'm like, what? That's our location. You just can't come down there. Who the fuck you think you are?
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's good.
and
It's good for us though. I like that. That's the main one.
I do too. I like it too.
Yeah, it is.
We've had to-
nice.
We've had to basically, like with the chop shop, which got burnt like 8 times in the first 2 hours that it was moved.
Yeah.
We've had to basically just be like, all right, look, this mechanic will cease to exist if we act on this information. So just don't camp the chop shop.
Yeah, it's difficult with things that are open to the public like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Even
not
that-
like publicly
even that-
visible anymore, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
but it's like if anybody can walk off the street and do it, it's like that was the problem there for sure. Like
Yeah, but even like
you'll have a
the
much
crack
harder
kitchen,
time
though.
trying to find where the coke is coming from. Like,
yeah. Well, you have
It's-
a hard time finding weed even, and that's like got a map next to the main distribution spot, which is still marked on the map. But even
Right.
then, you still like actually finding the little the drop off points.
Yeah.
Was pretty difficult compared to.
I almost burned one by accident.
Oh my fucking
That's
god!
very
I was
close.
actually that was the first
Idiot
time I've
boy.
legitimately been angry at you. That was so annoying.
I stabbed a guy one,
Yeah,
like an NPC,
yeah.
and I forgot like that. Just you get a ping for that.
Yeah, he just for some reason NPC just walked right into this weed spot, and Tasty took it upon himself to stab him, as you would, I guess. I mean, he did.
Yeah,
just
well, I was thinking in
walk
character. This guy just
Yeah.
walked into like a weed operation, and I was like, "What the fuck? I'll just kill this guy. He's dead."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a stab
And then
him, whatever.
Bosco, super cop, came out of nowhere, and It just, I mean, technically Tasty got away with that. I'm the only one that got caught at that point. Actually, you didn't even get. Actually, I don't know if they really investigated the guy that got stabbed. They got more interested in us.
Yeah,
at
that's
that
we
point.
got. I think we got lucky there. I don't think they actually went. They followed you speeding away,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
speeding away.
Speeding away. Apparently, Bosco. Fucking ass.
But,
And he follows us for 10 minutes and then finally
yeah, it
pulls
was
us
actually
over.
good that happened though, because that was the best situation we could have asked for there. If they had gone to the drop off point, I would have been in so much shit. I would have felt terrible.
Yeah.
But
I was just gonna say, Daint and chat kind of made a good point. That isn't that the problem with putting power into higher ups with IRL commitments. like that, like I said, 5-0 sheepdog. Like it's like I see a lot of tweets about them like working hard as cops are too. Like that they got a lot of
Yeah,
commitments.
I like
outside
Bayo
of-
as one of the higher ups.
I did too. I didn't
even
mind.
Yeah.
He hasn't been that active on GTA either.
I feel like Dazzler is probably the next in line for. I feel like something's got to give. Like they got to push someone up there to
I think
move
it
things
needs a
along.
restructure. I think the people like 5-0 and Sheep and like LSG and all of them, like they should be the ones that are in charge of how the department functions, like what the structure is like, how things work and everything.
Yeah.
But we need someone in charge for RP purposes who's like on the server all the time and around.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
trying to do both of those things, like it's a ton of work to make a police department. And so when like 5-0 gets free time, most of the time he's just doing admin work. And so then he's not able to get on and do actual policing and like promote cadets and stuff because he's been doing other stuff that is also important for the job.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's going on here? A lot of
Yeah,
cameras.
I think Discord's just
Yeah,
dying.
I think Discord's just having a poop right now. It was fine earlier. Now it's doing another thing. But yeah, no, it's Chief Bayo. Wow, that'd be.
I agree that like IRL cops keep the cop force in check, and authentic. But like I said, they're I don't know, like they're the chief. Like they got to be around to like promote some of the cadets and keep things flowing.
Well, like IRL, it's not like IRL captains can run a precinct, and Los Santos is basically the size of San Andreas is basically the size of a precinct. So like you don't have the director of the Los Angeles Police Department out patrolling. Like that's just not how that works.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Like the chief would, I guess, be very unavailable, like 5-0 is at the moment. But yeah,
because
I'm
they're
just
doing
saying,
all
like,
the admin
still,
work all the time.
Yeah, I get that. But like I said though, like I said, there needs to be a flow, like get new cadets and get like I said, keep the cop force
Like
in
I
the
said.
wakes.
Yeah, feel free, like he said.
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
aware.
All right? I'm aware that you're a fucking dickhead. Boom.
Oh.
I'm aware.
Oh.
you.
What was I had a question lined up. I don't remember what it was now. Off the top of my head, question: how you liking being a cop still? You still enjoying it? Still got that?
It's repetitive.
It gets repetitive. I personally like doing a lot. Like the reason that I became a cop was because it made sense for Leg's story, and that was it. I wasn't like, ooh man, this cop stuff looks like a lot of fun. I should engineer a story that leads to Legs becoming no. If I just wanted to make a cop, I would character and let Legs still be Legs. It just is what made sense for a story at the time.
Yeah. And I like that. I liked that it was an already existing character because most people just have straight up cop characters that like have had no previous interactions with anyone on the server.
Yeah.
Like they just make a cop character for the sake of being a cop.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard to be a character in Los Santos who is not a cop and doesn't have a criminal record.
Yeah.
So
Very good point. Yep.
That's why, like, when Saab made his cop character, like, can you imagine Al Saab becoming a police officer? No, that would never work.
No.
No, I wouldn't. No.
He's been doing
I
great
get
work on White.
Yeah.
So I like it that Lags has got a history in the sense that he was like unknowingly a part of basically a criminal organization / cult. And now he's a cop. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. He's got that like interesting backstory that people on the server also were involved in. It's cool.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why I try to keep him as this sort of like understanding, like easygoing. Yeah, no, I've been there too. I understand how you get caught up in things, sort of cop. And like doing things like if there's nothing going on a given night, I'll just go hang out at the skate park and just be there, help pick people up and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen other people do that too,
Mm.
every so often. No doubt.
Yeah, it's interesting. I am worried that what's going to end up happening is the storyline with him and Ada in church is going to lead into Legs doing something that gets him fired from the police force. I don't know what I'm going to do at that point.
Whoa, juicy man.
Well,
It's just there's just multiple possibilities on how things can go because like you guys know about the whole dynasty thing.
Yeah, I do. I
Um,
do. I was about to talk about that.
I do not.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Be Officer McKitty, back from
Oh,
patrol. Report for Doty.
This seriously happens nonstop whenever I'm streaming.
So what's
It
going
drives
on with
Drive me
this dynasty
crazy.
thing? Is it that's Madam Ming, right? Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they pulled Church in.
Ooh.
And so Church and Legs are obviously close, and Church and Ada are close, and Legs and Ada are also super close. So there's a high possibility that at some point something will happen to either Church or Ada, which will lead Legs into doing things that could get him kicked off the force, or at the very least put on like admin leave or something for a while. This is how I handle roleplay when I know meta information. Is I think about what all the possible outcomes could be, so
Yeah.
that I can plan it out. So that way, in the situation when it comes up, I'm like, okay, yep, I thought about this. And when this comes up, this is how I'm going to do this. So that way, I'm not like trying to go, wait, which information do I remember at this moment in time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get that.
that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. That'll.
I do that too, but then I feel like anytime like any of those scenarios start unfolding, like I still feel like at a loss. Like, never,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
It is sometimes it's hard to like fully prepare for.
it is.
What's going
Like,
to end up happening?
yeah, with unscripted roleplay like this, it really is. Like,
Yeah.
you can always plan for shit, but then it never like unfolds the way you want it, like think or want it to do. You know.
Yeah.
It always
Yeah,
takes on a
it's-
life of its own. That's what's so fucking awesome about it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to think of what question I had earlier. It was something cop related. For the love of God, Jesus Christ. Quick, someone fill in a gap. Does anyone have a question?
Do you think cop cars are OP?
So I think cop cars are OP.
That's a good
I
one.
think- I think the bump bar we have on the front is made out of some kind of weird super metal.
That's the only part of
It's
that I think
vibranium.
is- yeah,
Yeah.
I think
If
everything
you-
else is okay.
If you like barely tap like the Taurus that everyone's been driving, the headlight, the whole car dies instantly. But if you plow into a fucking Mack truck at 800 miles per hour, but you manage to hit it with the bump bar, you're totally fine. It's just weird. Like I've had that car die on me for no good. Like I hit a traffic cone and the car up and died on me. I'm like, what the fuck is even happening right now?
Yeah,
Um,
there's been times. Yeah, I've like gone through like the barrier things and car could break.
yeah, it's just something that I like personally. I try to keep in mind during RP, where like the other day, I was chasing somebody up Los Santos Freeway and fucked up and did like 3 cartwheels or something in the air and landed on the 68 ramp.
I think
And
I
I was
saw
like-
that.
Yeah,
I think I
and
saw
I was
that.
like, I looked at my health and I seriously took no damage, and the car was like, it was broke, but I could repair it and move. But I was like, you know what? In RP, if this just happened, I would at the very least need to go sit down for a minute. So I
Yeah.
just got out of the
Yeah.
car, I called the
But I
medic,
mean,
and I went over and sat down on the side.
That's good because I feel like nobody does that.
I've done that a couple times.
I've
done that.
never like I probably should, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like
Game says I'm fine, so I'm
all-
fine, right?
yeah. Well, I'm like, I feel like we all want the chase to continue. I don't think anybody's like satisfied with, oh, I had whiplash from that crash, so just take me away.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
it-
like
Please don't hurt me. Be
that's not
gentle.
fun.
Buzz
It's
back.
realistic, but
100%. 100% depends. Like I know, like for example, my truck, the Yosemite I have, is extremely fast and extremely durable. Like I can crash the fuck out of that thing and it still keeps going. So a while back, I was with Dmitry Barkov with Sam's character, and we got pulled over, and I may have been under the influence. I was a little bit agitated. I
IRL?
forget what it was. Yeah, IRL. Yes.
Yeah. Well, nobody's surprised.
I was a little bit agitated. I get a little bit agitated at the cop, and he told me to get out of the car, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do that." I took off. I crashed like 3 times, and the third time I was like, the car was still technically running. I was like, I'm just gonna shut the engine off now and just be done with this chase because I'm not getting away like this. So I gave up.
Yeah.
So
The other
like,
aspect.
I have done that a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's just commitment to RP at that point, really. Like, but the other thing I was gonna say is that, in terms of cop cars being overpowered, at least criminals don't have to deal with the AI flipping the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's true.
It gets worse every time there's a patch too. Like for a couple of days, it's just weird.
I think it's been bad for everybody lately. Like you get AI driving into oncoming traffic now when they take a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do act weird at times, definitely.
Yeah, I've noticed a few things lately. Yeah.
They've started being indecisive. So normally the way that the pulling over when there's a cop car coming up behind with at least its lights running, normally the way that works is it's like you have a direct line that goes straight out from the front of your car. Depending on what side of the line they're on, they'll pull off in one direction. What they've started doing lately is they'll start to pull off, and then they'll go back over, and then they'll go back over, and they just sort of start fishtailing directly in front of you. And I'm just like, how do I?
I've noticed that when they change lanes too. They do that.
Yeah. It's annoying, definitely.
Yeah, that's a new one.
I could get that being frustrating. Yeah, I just feel like a few of the vehicles are a little bit too OP. Like the fucking cop bikes are a little bit too much.
They actually removed one of the cop bikes because they couldn't fix that about it.
The BMW one?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the Harley that was removed because there was one of the bikes they couldn't. It was the BMW one. There was one of the bikes that they couldn't fix. And so now there's just the other bike. I don't remember which one it is.
I still see them on the Harley.
It's like
they got the Harley still. The BMW I haven't seen in a while, so I figured that was the one they removed. The BMW was insane. But even the Harley, like when that fucking big ass Harley will keep up with a sports bike easy as it does, it is I stole a Kuma up in Vinewood. This was a couple weeks back. Yeah, I stole an Akuma, which is it's like a Japanese sports bike. And fucking Dazzler caught on to me pretty quickly. Started telling me. Every turn I took, like I had to slow down way before. He didn't. And the second I'd taken the turn, he was on my ass the entire chase. He was, like, actually taunting me, telling me you might as well just pull over now. And then the second I went underground and it touched dirt, it just slid into a wall, and I couldn't.
Yeah, I think I watched that chase.
Yeah, it wouldn't go anywhere, and I was just like, all right, so what the fuck? And that pretty much is any chase with any of the cop bikes is how that always kind of plays out.
Yeah, there's only a couple of people who are allowed to use them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come up as much, but yeah, I don't know, it's tough because what happens is like when people figured out that the 9F for that like month that it was insanely OP, people figured out that no cops ever had any chance of catching a 9F. It was just constantly pops up reports. 9F being stolen, 9F being stolen, 9F being stolen. And so we were like, all right, someone stole a 9F. Let's go stage at the 24/7s, I guess, because we're not going to fucking catch it.
Yeah.
And so it's tough because the balance is always going to go one direction or the other. Mm-hmm. And depending on what direction it is, like when the Sanchez's were overpowered, I was driving Sanchez's, and then that sort of died out, and then the cops were like in charge of everything again, and then it was impossible to get away from cops for a while, and it just goes back and forth. I don't think there's a way for it to be like even, really.
See, the thing with the Sanchez's is like people say the Sanchez's were OP, but they were the same forever. They never had been changed. I think the issue was people couldn't get away in a car anymore, and they were like, I get away all the time. This fucking Sanchez, we should all buy these.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and like the problem that the Sanchez's always had was they were indestructible, and that the handling was amazing. Like we always talk about like, oh man, how fast does that car go? How fast does that car go? I was driving the fucking shitty bubble top nonstop when the Sanchez's were a thing, because it was not fast. It tops out at like 140 or something like that.
Yeah.
But the handling is perfect on it, and you can actually keep up with the Sanchez. So that the problem was everybody was driving fancy fast cars thinking, I can't catch the Sanchez, I need to go faster. It's like, no, you need to be able to turn. That's why you can't catch the Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jam made a good point too, though, about like the fact that any little jump kind of fucking destroys them now. I forgot about that because I had the Manchus, which is like a little bit better version of the Sanchez, and fucking, I don't know, every time I used it, it was like $1,000 repair bill because I'd done a couple of minor jumps.
That's right.
So
I seen Selvik. Selvik was down in Vespucci, and you're like those little ramps over the canal. He took his bike off one of those and landed on the rear wheel. Just immediately killed the engine, died. Yeah, he was not happy. Yeah. I haven't ridden
I feel like it'd be
a
better
bike like that in a while.
If you fell off.
That's the thing though. That's what I got told, that if you're doing like, I think it was like whatever it was, 30, 40 or 50 miles an hour, if you hit into anything, if you were on a bike, didn't matter what bike it was, you would fall off. As you most likely would IRL if you crash into something on a bike like that, I feel like that would have been great.
You can get away with hitting things on a bike pretty decent speed now without coming off.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on the topics. I don't know.
That was kind of the problem I couldn't fix. Like GTA is just not built in a way that really deals well with a rider being taken off of a bike. So you would have shit where like someone drives through a fence on their bike and has like the fucking chain link and shit like ripping at them constantly, and just like continuing on like nothing even happened, or smashing into like a low wall or barrier or something and not going flying over the front of it.
Yeah. Good point. That is the GTA isn't made for realistic physics at all. So there's only so much you can do, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, because like it's like that for all the vehicles. Like any little jump like that, and you're looking at like $1,000+ fucking repair bill.
Yeah, it sucks.
Buy insurance.
Yeah. Maybe I will.
Yeah. I'm thinking I probably should buy it for my Miata, because I've crashed that quite a bit lately.
I saw you got a Miata.
Yeah, I got
a red one too. Red convertible Miata.
Yeah, he did. He's a middle-aged woman.
My God.
I like buying role play cars. Like it's a story element. It makes a reaction. It's a conversation starter. You see this guy getting out of a Miata, and you're gonna want to talk to him maybe for a minute, just to find out what's going on here. Whose car is this? Is this your mom's car?
Yeah, but that's...
You just take your mom's car for a ride?
Yeah.
But,
I feel like it's, I don't know,
it was
like a
cheap enough.
90s young women's car.
Well, I mean, that character is very 90s based. I listen to 90s music like literally all the time, so it made sense about like a 1995 Mazda Miata. It's working, and it's a tuner car. It's the only reason I went up there. I went up looking for a tuner car, and I spotted this Miata, and it was like $10,000. I was like, this is an easy purchase. I don't know.
It's not a bad car though. That's
not
a
too
decent car.
Yeah.
Hairdresser's car.
I'm gonna race it. I'm gonna race it.
So accurate. Hairdresser's car. That's what it is. Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like a beauty salon worker.
I like that you bought it. I like that you bought it. It's a good car for Connor.
I can't wait for one of Jack's races. So I'm racing that thing. I just can't wait to see what Penta's reaction is as Jack. And I pull up in a fucking Mazda Miata.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
I got it up to like 160. I mean, it's
oh my God.
not too bad.
But I just wanted to say, I don't know who. Do you guys know? Okay, so we had a race like a few days ago, and halfway through the race, the cops got involved, and it was like I was playing Need for Speed. It was so good. Do Do you know who was chasing us, Coolidge? I don't know who it was. But Saab got arrested. Saab got arrested. He crashed.
Saab got arrested. Yeah.
That was the best.
I don't.
Jaybird.
I didn't see. Oh, it was Jaybird apparently. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the
I didn't
best
see
shit.
who it was. It was good.
It was so good. Like having a cop join the race, pursuing the cars in the race was.
It was dope.
So
That's the first
cool.
time I've had that happen during a race. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'd want to participate, just for that to happen.
Oh, it was great. It was a shame it was right at the end though, because
Yeah.
like some people, like I think Coolidge was like, just get the fuck out of here, like fuck the race, we're out. But it's like it divides the people who are like that committed to winning. They'll stay in a police chase, and people who will like split off and be like, fuck it, I'll take a loss on that one.
Well,
It's
you
cool.
missed the last turn. We would have won if it weren't for that.
Yeah.
We would have.
You were supposed
we
to
would've-
tell me where I was
What?
going.
It's an easy
and you
track.
failed on the last quarter, Coolidge. The
Literally,
most
Yeah, 'cause
important
the-
part of the track.
Because the
and
cop
just-
was right behind us. All right. So what do you want me to fucking say?
literally happens every time with Tasty. You're expected to be the navigator. It's just like, I'm not the one driving. It's just like, just know the
It was
track.
the last turn though.
How hard is it to learn a fucking track?
Like
It
you
was-
get a loop around a track. It is kind of difficult the
I
first
learned-
time.
What? No, it's not. I got shown it once. I got shown it once when I was drunk and memorized it. Once when I
I
was
have a bad
drunk.
sense of direction. All right, fine.
Clearly.
Clearly.
I mean, you still do need me to place markers on every time. I mean, we were literally at the bank, the main bank, and you said place a marker to get to Street Dreams. Just
Yeah,
like,
I
you
don't know.
literally just have to drive straight down this road, and you'll be there.
What can I say?
Moon's the same way. Like anytime, like, oh, let's go here and here. He's like, mark it up. I'm like, what? You've been playing this game for like almost 2 years now, and that people still have no concept of where the fuck they are in the game world. Like 9 times out of 10, I generally.
I mean,
don't
I
put
could
a marker
probably
down.
find it if I tried. It's just I don't want to be that guy who goes, it takes a wrong turn because they're not sure. I'd prefer if it was marked and I'm like, okay, that's where I'm going. You know?
All right. Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, all right. I'm just saying. I don't get how people still don't have any idea of where certain things are. Go to the bank. All right, mark it up. Like, what? Really? It's super easy to get to. Come on.
But
get
we
shit
agree the
together.
round bar on the cop cars is a little, it's a little too strong.
I don't have any.
yeah.
I don't have any issues with any of the cop cars. Not that I've noticed, at least. I generally haven't had any.
Yeah, I feel like they had
big issues.
it looks
getting
like they
away from the
handle
cars.
the way they should, and the speed is pretty balanced and everything.
Yeah. Only thing I
Yeah.
have an issue with is the bike. That's the only thing I really have an issue with.
Yeah.
I want to see. I want to see legs roll motor one at some point. Give him those tight
thought about
pants. My God, Jesus.
Thought about
Nice.
applying for it next time the apps for it open up.
Yeah. Motor one McCready. Like the sound.
problem is-
Are you wearing your own merch right now, Devolore?
Yes.
He is.
Plug that shit. Plug it.
I see the shirt. It's a nice shirt.
It's a very nice shirt.
Where can the people buy it?
It's on my
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Designed by Humans shop. I couldn't remember the name of the site.
Christ.
I don't know. You can buy it somewhere.
You can
Fuck.
also buy Coolidge his merch
Every time.
on his.
Oh.
There you go. There's Frank. Everybody, look at that
He's dead.
over
He's
on
dead.
his
He's dead.
Designed by Humans, which is the cool place to buy merchandise. Apparently,
Yeah.
It is.
And there are no Jack shirts because he's dead. So
I mean, any Hawaiian shirt counts.
so's
really.
Frank.
it's true. It's true.
Frank's dead too.
Yeah, I just committed to it.
Yeah, I guess I missed that memo. The Hawaiian shirts at Jack's funeral.
Yeah.
I was like,
Lex
at first
the
I was
only
like,
one to
what
commit
is
to it.
going on here? That's a little.
I was the only one. Yeah. And then I showed up and no one else was doing it. I was like, fuck, now I feel bad. And like people started giving me shit like, I can't believe that you would just show up like that. And I was like, I can't believe no one else did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
We didn't spread the word enough on that one, I guess.
Wait,
Yeah.
what now?
Everyone, I
The
kind of wanted everyone to
Hawaiian
wear a
shirts.
Hawaiian shirt to the Jack's funeral.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
I didn't get the memo.
I know
on
we
that
had
one.
that conversation in private, but we didn't really. It
Did
wasn't really
we? I
spread
don't
around.
remember you,
No,
I
I mean
don't ever remember
between
you mentioning that.
between Laura and me.
Yeah.
It was like in a
Okay.
chat between like me, Laura, and
Wow.
Swish and Soul. So it was kind of.
Why the fuck was I not invited to this little talk?
I'm
Little
sorry,
chit-chat.
it didn't make sense for Frank to plan Jack's funeral at the time.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a pretty good point, actually. I
Good
just
point
realized that.
indeed. Yes.
Yeah, I did. I may have had a hand in his murder after all. It would be awkward to,
All
set
right,
that
guys,
up.
let's let's get right into it, eh? What do we?
I
what do we,
bet.
how about a shrimp cocktail buffet? How about that?
Oh,
I still enjoyed. I enjoyed the Frank Sons that we did. I don't know. I thought that was fun.
man, I'm still really sad how that whole like story turned out. It was like the best. That's like the whole Securus murdering people and potentially going to trial for like that. That was like so exciting. It was like
Yeah.
it was a shame.
Yeah.
I was really hoping they would lose the case. Like it was just like the perfect time, like for that whole thing to come to a conclusion. And
That's
it's a shame.
That's how I felt too. But then the main thing there for me, I felt was like I said, I felt like I wanted to conclude Frank's story. Like I felt like I had a good arc for him. There was the whole like PI, then life of crime, and then his daughter dies, and then just the spiral down. And like I didn't. And then when I found out that like if we go to court, we're basically like there's no way in hell we're gonna get convicted. But like that was like the outlook the entire time that I like because they asked us right off the bat like would you guys permo like and I was like yes 100%. Like I would love for that would be the way that Frank went out. But then like I said it never happened. It was so much wishy-washiness going around. I was like I just grew tired of it. I was like fuck it. Kill him off like this instead, So,
yeah, it's kind of a problem that we have right now because like everyone wants more investigation work to happen, but there aren't many investigation mechanics, and it's difficult to find the bounds of like what's okay for me to investigate in /me. Like, am I if I come up on somebody and I take their gun and I say, okay, I'm going to send this off to forensics and see if the bullet that we found in this guy over here matches being fired from this gun. Like, is that okay for me to do? Because it seems kind of power gamey, but
but you like communication is probably key in that kind of thing. Like,
it is.
You could just like OOC message somebody. You can even just OOC in game and be like, how like can I investigate this like this and this like some people want to be caught sometimes. I know, like I've done crimes in the past where I was like, I hope we get caught here.
I have too.
I was thinking
like
with
a
cases
biker
like
gang
that
outside my house right now.
I can't even hear it.
Death dealers.
Is it the death dealers? Yeah.
It might be the death dealers. It's very possible.
Gave them your address, fuckface.
Turn myself back up here a little bit. Jesus Christ.
I like that. Like with big cases like that, I was like, it'd be cool if they could look at the VODs of everybody involved in it and then like deduce what information could have been salvaged. Could we have got fingerprints? Could what
I feel like that's more like something that you should discuss with
ask involved. Exactly. You ask like all the parties involved, like, should we do an investigation like this? Everybody cool with that?
Like
I'm always the effort though is the thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm always 100% down for that. Like when I perma'd both when I perma'd Frank and Cash, I /mead stuff when they investigated stuff to the best of my ability. I'm like, I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm not a fucking forensic expert or anything like that. But I'm gonna give what I feel like this is what would come from this. Like I did with Frank. That people saw them broad fucking daylight burying a man in a graveyard. Out of the
people
a man
walking
out of
on the sidewalk like 20 feet away.
So I was like, I gotta like RP this out. So I like I said, I 911 as AI basically like locals, seeing two bald men in a white whatever the fuck it was. I think it was an emperor. Gave them that information. So like they pulled the man out of the trunk and dug a hole and buried him in a plot. I feel like that would definitely raise some attention. So, and then after that, I RP'd, with Thad and those guys for what was it like? I think around an hour where they dug my body up and RP'd like them digging bullets out of me and old scars and shit. So it's I feel like sometimes you got to give shit like that, especially if you perma, you definitely got to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. Part of it too is because we like all the investigations are just being done by troopers right now. Like if I'm in the middle of trying to coordinate with you out of character about like, hey, what sort of information are we going for here? Let's figure out what the outcome is. Yeah. And then someone steals a car. I have to be like, all right, hang on. I have to go respond to this other call that just came in. So it does need some. I agree that it needs some measure of out of character stuff, but like I should be able, in my opinion, I should be able to say, all right, well, I'm confiscating this weapon, and I'm not going to arrest you right now, but I am going to send this off to forensics, and because the weapon is warm or whatever, and just sort of have that mean we're going to have a conversation about this out of character, and we can figure out what that means afterwards. Because none of this stuff, like even gunshot residue tests, we have them in game as this sort of weird made up mechanic that doesn't exist. IRL, a GSR test takes days. Like you have someone stand on a big like paper thing and disrobe, and then you take all their clothes and you take all the dust that fell off of them, and you swab their hands and shit, but like none of that is instant. That gets sent off to a lab and comes back like a week later.
That's the way it is with most of them. But like I said, it's the same like with, you got shot up and you're out of the hospital 2 minutes later. Like
go repair a car.
You gotta like, you just RP out like that. Yeah, like I was in the hospital. I got, we got brought into surgery and I'm out. I kind of just pretend like some, a little bit of time has, gone through there because like you're not gonna sit there and wait for a couple of days. While you got shot, and RP out, like, being in the hospital and shit. But so like I said, some shortcuts like on that level have to be taken for the sake of RP. But personally, like I've always said, I'm always down for like cops to investigate stuff. Like if you ever feel like, okay, I think Coolidge was involved in this, feel free to just hit me up on Steam or like OOC in global, like asking like what happened, what what would be left here, for evidence. Because I'm always down to give up.
We had a very similar talk about this when we had Katie on too.
Yeah, because she had an idea about this.
Yeah, she had an idea where it was what was it? It was like a slash me that only cops could see, basically.
It was basically like a separate 911 or 311 that went to cops that was meant for the purposes of describing information that would be found at a scene. That way they didn't have to be in the area, and you didn't have to do it in global. So it would just go to the cops and be like, respond to, this convenience store. You find bullets here, blood there. What?
What if you could drop a physical item with text on it at the crime scene, and then a cop can pick it up and read it, and then it tells them everything?
You mean like letters and DayZ? Because those never worked.
Well, similar to that, yeah. So it'd be like all OOC though, completely OOC note, like you'll see this.
Yeah, like an investigative note. Or
like
something.
Leave it next to like where the CCTV like fucking player thing is, wherever you would access those videos or
It's kind of weird
things
though,
like that.
Like to have a physical object within the game that is meant for OOC.
It feels weird.
It's better that way though. It's better because I feel like
Katie's
with the slash
solution is way simpler.
But well, it seems that way. But how would you know? Like, okay, so you have to let's see, you do a robbery, and then you use that system to leave a lot of information for the cops. What if the cops never even intended to show up to the crime scene, and then they see this on the screen and like,
I know that was there now. That was something that got brought up when
I think that would happen for sure.
She brought that up though, like when she described the system in general, like that you would only really read that if you went to that crime scene. But like you're saying, that if you read that, you're obviously like, oh shit, all right, I'm gonna go look into this. You know?
Yeah.
I think physical things on the scene makes more sense.
But I feel like it would create more RP though. That's the thing. So I wouldn't be opposed to the fact that like a cop reads like that I left a bunch of OC information, like, oh, there's bullet casings, this and that. You know, I'd rather that than just
actually,
going ping to ping.
I see a problem with my idea. Actually, it's like, at what point are you gonna drop this shit? Like, you're gonna sit there like
the whole
mid robbery.
thing
Like,
is that you're not in the area at the time. So, but no,
Yeah.
I kind of like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, kind of what Cool's just saying is kind of good because it's just like, I mean, as a cop, you want to be able to respond to all the calls. If there's one in particular that you come in and you get actual information on it, it's just like, this is a roleplay server. We are playing a game. It makes more sense for me to investigate this one that actually has roleplay elements, opposed to someone stealing a fucking car up in Vinewood. I don't give a shit about that.
Exactly.
I am much interested in this. So
Yeah.
I think that's better, and it helps influence roleplay for the cops as well, because I've seen it that sometimes you can roll up in a scene and there's nothing to find and there's no information, nothing to go on, and it's just like, well, that was a waste of fucking time.
And if there could be like, if it could be two-way, like I've done this a little bit with 311 with Rage Guy, where like I had some additional questions, so I had him ping 311 so that I could reply to him without spamming global OC.
Yeah.
And because I think it's important that it be two-way, because there needs to be some sort of requirement for the cop to actually be doing something for the investigation. If you were to just be like, yeah, I robbed a store, and OSC, yeah, this is what it says on the, like, Sentry will do this a lot, where he'll say, he'll put in a 311 that says CCTV shows this character in this direction or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you took that to the extent of, and Mike Lemonade's fingerprints are all over this thing or whatever, but the cop never actually dusted for prints, like that would be kind of shitty, because then like that sort of pushes the cop into going, like, just even in the back of your head you'll be like, I need to remember to dust for prints on this crime scene. And the cop should be, it should be possible for the cop to forget to do something that lets the criminal get away.
100%, 100%.
So if it could be a two-way channel like that, where like the crime occurs, it'd be really awesome if it could somehow get tied into the report that actually comes in automatically from like a robbery or whatever. But if like the crime occurs and the person who did it puts in a real quick, like, just something in the channel that indicates some basic amount of knowledge, like how Sentry does his reports over 311 or whatever. So that then I could turn up on the scene and be like, all right, let's look around and see what I can find here. Okay, I'm looking for bullet casings. Okay, I found some bullet casings by the fridge or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna dust for fingerprints. Do they return a result or something like that? Do I find fingerprints anywhere? No, I was wearing gloves or something like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the thing as a criminal that you, like, for Bob example, like Bob's like the only, well, I did it on Frank too when I did certain things, but like RP wise, like I do wear gloves a lot on Bob for that main reason, like to not leave prints. If I use a gun in a crime, 9 times out of 10, like mainly to kill other players, I will, if I murdered someone or try to murder someone, I will usually get rid of the gun. Because who in the rightful mind uses a gun in a murder and then keeps it on them and just rolls around like it, you know, like, well, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and like, and if there was this two-way thing going on, then I would be able to go, like, not that you would do this specifically, but like, all right, I'm checking the dumpster behind the thing to see if there's a gun in it and stuff like that. Like, I could try and think of what are a couple of places that I would, if I was going to ditch a gun, what are some places that I would ditch the gun? Yeah, I don't know that I'm a huge fan of letting RP dictate mechanics and not letting mechanics dictate RP. So like there's all this talk about like, oh, we need to have actual forensics so that we can tie bullets to guns, and I'm like, why can't we just RP that? Why can't we just let that be RP?
I think, I get where you're saying. I feel like the main thing is though, like it's I guess it's just the main fact that like you don't always think about it, and it's about like you don't know who's going to investigate it. Someone might not even investigate
Yeah.
what you just did.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like that's a big thing too. You know, that's why it would be nice to like at least with ballistics that like you shoot someone and the cops come and investigate. They'll be able to get a bullet out of whoever you shot, and then if they actually find that gun, they'll actually be able to match the bullet to the gun. And last I heard, I know like Thad told me at E3 that was actually something they were working on, is that you will be able to match a gun to a bullet. If that's still possible, if it's something that they will be able to do, that'd be awesome.
And
all
a gun
I know is he
registry
said
as
that
well.
they were. What?
A gun registry as well, in the sense like if you buy a gun from an ammunition, it will actually log that gun to this person.
That's planned, I think.
Yeah.
That's confirmed.
That way,
right?
it kind of spices up the black market guns a little bit. Because if you plan on doing something wrong with that gun, then you're gonna need a black market gun. You can't do it with one you got from ammunition.
Yeah.
Which would be good. That'd be really good.
Yeah. That'd help the like that would lead to things where like, yeah, sure, you could go buy a 50 caliber pistol from an ammunition for $5,000. I'll sell you one for $8,000, but it's black market, so it doesn't have a serial number on it or something like that.
But that was the thing too.
That's actually a good point, because a lot of black market guns are always cheaper than what you get them at the ammunition. But it's just like it should be the other way around when you really think about it.
It should, because then the advantage should be that now this gun can't be traced back to you.
Exactly. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Be real cool.
Yeah. As it is right now, you could buy all the guns that you can buy at ammunition are also for sale with the actual arms dealer. They had that like the last gun run they did before they kind of vanished. They actually sold actual normal pistols.
Yeah, it's like that 50 caliber that I have came from that, I'm assuming. But I think you said you got it for like $2,000.
I lost that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Zook said, I've actually been watching. It's on Netflix. It's called Dope. It shows like it shows both sides of like one side is law enforcement and really.
Yeah.
Well, still, like you get an idea. Like it's still, I feel like
it's cool though.
I feel like
cool.
there's some like level of realism, even if maybe the drug dealers that they're quote unquote following around is fake. That like there's some level of realism to it.
Yeah.
I don't know,
it's definitely a representation of how it actually works.
Exactly. That's kind of like what I'm getting at. I don't know. It's good. It's kind of cool to. I've been enjoying watching that, and I feel like I've taken some of the stuff I've seen there and like kind of like apply that into the role play as well, which has been kind of fun to do.
Sounds dope.
Fuck you.
Here all week, folks.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too. Like if I was investigating somebody and I pulled a gun off of them, and then I saw that the gun had the serial number filed off or something, like that would be an interesting like extra
immediate red flag.
Yeah.
Immediate red flag.
This is not a legal gun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like the way it worked at one point where you had to have a gun license. They had a gun without a gun license.
Yeah.
It's just like you're gonna get in trouble. If you got a gun now, we just assume that it's bought normally. But yeah, if you get a black market gun, it immediately has a flag on it for like a filed off serial number. So,
yeah,
pretty cool. I did have one question. This happened a little while back on your stream, Laura. I woke up to it one morning. What was this whole is got shadow streaming? What was this meme? Where did this all come from? Because I was pretty confused. Mind you, I was just woke up, so I didn't understand what was happening. What was that?
It's literally it's the most forced meme that's ever actually worked.
Okay.
It was literally like, so we were talking about how Luca got the 9s, like, what was it, like a month ago, for I don't remember what. And so I just, as we were talking about that, I was like, oh man, hey, does anyone know if Got Shadow was streaming when Luca got the 9s? And immediately, I just said that, and then immediately in my chat, like 8 people said the exact same. Yeah, he was. And so I looked at that and I saw 8 people say that, and I go, yeah, can anyone let me know if Got Shadow was streaming when Luca got the 9?
I came in at the I think I came in at the end of that shit. I came in and you said that, and I said, yeah, he was streaming that. And then I even messaged you on Steam saying, yeah, he was streaming during that, and sent you a clip because you're like, I really want to see that. And then and then I started realizing, wait, keep asking it. He's this son of a bitch. I was like losing my mind, losing it.
And then so I bumped into him in game. I like saw him somewhere.
Yeah.
He was like driving off.
I've seen this.
He was on Trooper Jackson, and he reported a scooter that was in a weird spot. Like someone had left their scooter in some weird spot. It was like illegally parked scooter, and there was nothing going on. So I was like, all right. So I drove up, and I was like, hey, how's you guys going? Is this the scooter over here? And he walked up and he was like, yeah. Hey, Legs. Do you know if Got Shadow is streaming? And then he walks off.
Wow.
I saw
I
that.
fucking lost it.
That was great. That was fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's
I don't know why it's taken off. I don't get it, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, that was the part that confused me because I'd woke up just shortly before that. When he asked that, I was just like, I didn't understand what was happening. Why did he ask that? Okay, at least now finally I got an explanation without having to dig it up myself.
It's Got Shadow streaming. It's a great meme.
Oh my god.
That is
There
10
it
out of
is.
10.
Beautiful.
I like that. Good on you.
Yeah, well played. Well played.
Definitely.
What did Luca get the 9s for?
I don't know.
Remember?
You
Anybody
don't know?
I have no idea.
He was in a chase with Dazzler and basically desynced and ran over 3 pedestrians and crashed into Dazzler's bike. And he didn't actually, like, if you watch it from his end, it didn't actually happen like that. On Thad's end, you saw like him run over several pedestrians and, like I said, crash into his cruiser. I forget if I can't remember. I think he was on his bike. So, like I said, attempted murder and murder.
Yeah.
Take a shot every time Coolidge says, like I said.
Fuck you! Don't point it out.
Okay, well I just assumed that, he's Luca Gambino. I figured maybe he just went off the deep end at some point and did something crazy. But I mean, is he still 9'd? Did he get
No. He got released after. So it was a super weird situation. It was like he got the 9s for doing that, and then it was being investigated, and then he got released from the 9s and that. But like he still had the felony flag on him because it wasn't like removed. So then he got pulled over at one point, and he was carrying a weapon as a recent felon. And so we ended up with this whole big, like, a bunch of us sitting next to the road for like an hour and a half trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with this thing.
Oh, yikes.
Because none of this was communicated to any of the other troopers either. So we just like, oh, routine traffic stop. Oh, Luca Gambino, how's it going? Oh, why are you carrying a gun? You have a felony flag on you.
See, I just assumed that he was still 9'd or something. I hadn't seen him around. I know, like, the Gambino.
I saw him last night.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I never. See, once again, everyone just plays at different times than me. I never see anybody.
Yeah, me too.
I said.
Last night I just. Jesus Christ. Last night I just. I drove around and streamed for like 5 hours, just delivering weed bricks everywhere. That's all I did.
How about you get a tarot reading?
I did get a tarot reading. I got a tarot reading with.
That was interesting.
That was actually a very good tarot reading.
Yeah.
You boys need to get a fucking tarot reading right fucking now. It's gonna predict our future.
I think I will.
I love the tarot readings so much. They drive so much RP. It's so great.
Wait, what? I missed that.
The tarot reading was perfect to the situation going on with the Vespucci Kings at the moment. And it's just like yes. I couldn't even remember at this point. It just accurately described the situation that we were in.
It's in there somewhere.
It's in the VOD. All right, watch the VOD.
Well, give me a link.
It was interesting. I watched it and I was like, damn, that's actually
Twitch.tv/skipgently. All right, there's your
I'm
link.
not gonna watch the entire fucking VOD. All right,
It's at
Just
the
give me a
end. All
clip.
right, figure it out. It's not that long. For
It's
fuck's
towards the
sake,
end.
Squab.
What if I don't want to?
He did great.
But that was
yeah,
super interesting, though. I was like, damn. That was like a really good tarot reading.
She
Yeah.
just
Like,
Cherry
It was
just
the right amount of vague and the right amount of like fitting everything, and it was like perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it drives our, like, if you're ever in a point with any character where you're like, man, I don't really know what to do with this character right now. Tarot reading, easy, get one, and now you've got something to act on, and you can push you in any direction. It's awesome.
I 100% guarantee she metagames all that. That's how she does it.
Juicy meta.
It's like that classic
Juicy meta.
thing was like you tell somebody their like prophecy or future, and then once you tell them it, they will act on it, and things will change, and you know they may make the prophecy themselves come true.
Wait a second. When Legs got his tarot reading, it came up that there was somebody that was gonna be close to Legs that was gonna die. Jack,
a prominent
died.
male
God.
figure. Yeah, we
Fucking
like at
witchcraft.
the time. Legs and Jack are like, holy shit, Freddy's gonna die. We have to be careful because Freddy's gonna die, and then Jack dies.
Motherfuck.
Damn.
Damn witchcraft.
Shit's spooky. I got one on Harold too. I can't remember though. I don't remember what it was. It was like we were doing like an interview. You two were there. It was like we were doing like a news thing, and we had Nancy on there doing her tarot.
Oh
reading
yeah,
things.
I was camera.
And
oh,
Legs
no.
was
was
just
I
like
the cameraman or was
Legs was the cameraman.
Legs was
He was just
cameraman.
zooming in on all kinds of shit. It was like
that was
a weird ass B-roll.
Yeah,
I had so much fun. Like Legs does not understand camera work. He's just like, oh, I just gotta film interesting things.
That was great. I watched the VOD back and I laughed so hard. It was hilarious.
yeah. I remember actually watching that VOD back. There was at times where because I was standing behind you at the time, and there was times where you just turned completely around and looked at me. And I was just standing there. I don't know what's going on.
It's unfortunate that it doesn't move your character once you're inside that, like doesn't turn them.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of hilarious because I did some of that for Dan Dorfman once in the like 2 days after Securosur, before I became a cop. And I was like doing a bunch of filming, and I just kept like turning the camera around and just having this massive zoom in on Lex's face. Like in the middle of Dan doing like a serious reading or serious report.
I like the camera. I like the
That's
cameraman
great.
stuff.
Yeah,
That's good shit.
Why is nobody like? I feel like there should be more news shit going on.
Yeah.
It's like it's a great mechanic. It's like super underused. I feel like.
There was a
It's
moment.
about making.
There was a moment there where there was going to be a news war, like it was gearing up. It was gearing up, and then it just didn't happen.
Maybe there's not a lot of newsworthy shit.
I mean,
Well,
the news in real life have like don't they have like police scanners and shit?
well,
Like they know when something.
Dan does. We actually so Dan will actually VT Rich will actually sit on mute in the police channel.
Yeah.
The ops
Dimitri-
channel.
Dimitri
So
did the
did
same thing.
Dimitri.
Yeah.
Dimitri did it too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's,
You have to like get like whitelisted and everything for it, but
Mind you,
that's something they will do.
the best part of that was listening to Dimitri try to hear the call and then go through his list and be like, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is it? It's like 1013, 1013 or whatever. But it's like, it just that was the best part. So you just didn't know what was going on. By the time he got there, it was all over anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost at the end, boys.
Yeah, we're pretty much.
So
we're
we
pretty
should
much there.
want to do some chat questions. They're always great.
Yeah, we can.
Super insightful questions.
We can do some chat questions. If you have
Let's do
an earth-shattering question, throw it in the chat.
Back?
When is Jack coming back? Actually, I was in the shower today and I came up with like another like Jack coming back story. And it's just like, oh shit, this is a good one. This is a good one. I'm gonna hang on to this one. See, he's coming back. All right.
Yeah, that's a lot of stupid questions right off the bat.
Good question, Zook. Ask mom and dad.
Jesus. Why are creamsicles gross? They're not. Go fuck yourself.
You're
Echo.
wrong.
What's a creamsicle?
It's,
I don't like cream
It's
stills.
basically a mixture of
Oh,
ice
it's
cream
amazing.
and a popsicle. It's like
Yeah.
it's like ice cream
I
with
like
popsicle
that
coating.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
great.
yeah. I got
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
box
the
of like
popsicle
30
coating and then
orange
the ice
ones.
cream in the middle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm all
Yeah,
about that
vanilla.
shit. That's good shit.
Nah. I prefer
Yeah.
popsicles over like. No.
Does anyone know if Got Shadow is streaming?
I don't know. Maybe he might
We'll have
be.
to find
He
out.
might be.
Jack Jackson Survivor die. That's I don't think none of us
Dude,
can
I
answer
don't
that question.
know. That's
That's
a
gonna be-
long conversation.
I
It
can't
is,
wait
it
for
is.
that shit to develop. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's
Same,
the most
same.
interesting like story
It
I
is.
know about on this server right now.
Yeah.
Is
Exactly.
Lags friends with Coolidge? That was also
Nah,
from
fuck
that
that guy.
night.
Nah, he's a
Uh,
piece of shit.
Oh my
Wow,
god.
feels bad, man.
Uh,
Feels
Any comments on all the
man.
permas? How many permas was it? I know of like one, but I heard there was a lot of permas. I know
lot of-
Luke Colton.
Yeah,
Luke
Jam
Colton,
Permad Luke,
Danny.
BT Rich Permad, Big Puffer.
I don't
Never-
even know
what?
that.
his
Who's
big
that?
football character.
His football.
Oh, the English one. Oh,
Never
why is
run into
BT
that one.
BT Rich? Stop perming all your good characters, you dingus.
He didn't even perma Dan.
He
Well,
left for
he
like
put- he
3
put
months
that, like,
though.
I
Dan
know,
was
I know he did.
like, and Dan was a pretty damn
Joke.
popular character too. Like he was
He was,
making
he was.
moves.
Yeah, I liked what he did. And now he actually quit too because he was like scared to go back to doing the news because of
Mhm.
what happened to him.
It's realistic
Which is
roleplay.
really
It's
cool.
good shit.
It is. I like it. I
Mm.
like what he did.
Yeah.
There was 3 permas
Uh,
in one day.
Yeah, there's like we got Luke Permud, Danny Slater Permud by
Oh, that's right.
Billy guy. Who the fuck else? Someone else permud.
Oh, did he
for,
actually
like,
perma, Danny?
5 in a week? I think so.
Was it a Danny perma or was it a classic fade to black and then Woozy Back perma?
Oh,
No,
okay.
I don't
thought
know.
you
I don't know.
confirmed.
I don't know. I'm asking.
I believe there's been cops investigating his. Or no, he's still
Oh.
missing. He's missing.
He's
Yeah, no,
missing?
he is
All right.
missing. I mean,
Did
honestly,
he do slash me? I'm dead. That's
he-
what I want to know.
he permed the second that he got married in RP. Okay, he was dead from that point on.
Oh yeah, James O'Reilly as well, killed by Church,
Yep.
James O'Reilly.
the
Yeah.
guy that made meth, the meth cook.
Oh,
Wait, that
right.
was last week.
Oh yeah, church.
I thought James was
did
dead
that one.
long
This-
ago.
No, he was in a coma for a long time and came back, and quite a few people were out to get him.
Why?
The Dynasty. Yeah, he had a lot of information in regards to.
He also
the meth
like
and-
immediately started stirring up shit, like threatening Street Dreams and stuff. Like this was Got Shadow immediately attempting to get this character killed. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Was he streaming though?
I don't know. Can anyone find out
Mm.
if Got Shadow was streaming?
Who's next to Perma? How about that old what's the name of that character? That old like bum looking character. He's got a real squeaky voice. The old guy.
You talking
What's
about
his name?
Russell
Are
Leonard?
you
Russ-
talking about Miggity's
Russell-
character?
Russell-
Miggity's here right
It
now.
was a joke, you idiot! I know he's like
You didn't even paste it like a
Dummy!
joke at
You
all.
fucking dummy.
Well, I didn't
Oh,
know.
sorry.
I'm sorry, you're just so believable when you're clueless, Coolidge.
You do good. You do good. Very good
I do.
clueless. All right. What
I
do you want
do,
from us?
right? I'm a great bluffer.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, anything else?
I
Leader-
think
the
we're
leaderboards
done.
are dead. There's no leaderboards anymore.
We're
They're
dead.
over.
Yeah, that meme's dead.
That means it's
Died a
super
while
dead.
back.
It's very
We're
dead.
dead.
We permitted the leaderboards.
Leaderboards. Yeah.
The leaderboards won themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we may as well wrap it up. We're 10 seconds away from the 3-hour mark, so that's pretty much on point.
Great.
Just want to go
We
around
need
the
to start
table?
recording these, by the way. There's a demand for.
We're not going to record them, but after this, can you please highlight the entire VOD? That way it stays.
I'm gonna highlight mine.
I want to put them on
well,
YouTube.
I didn't get time to highlight the
you
Moon
can
and
download
Selleck
it.
one.
Yeah, you can
so-
download and put it on YouTube. I don't care. Just highlight it on Twitch. That way it stays on Twitch.
Yeah.
Just highlight the whole thing. Perfect.
entire
Do you want to just go around the table, let people know what we're doing? Any plans? Tell people where you came, where they can find you, and all that good stuff. Want to do that? Yeah, yeah.
Who goes first? You should do like we should have a screen where it just like zooms into that person's pores while they. Yeah.
Well, we may as well start with our very special, handsome guest, Devolore. So why
Hi.
don't you tell people what you're going to be up to, where they can find you, where they can buy your merch, where they can find hair products like to make your hair so pretty, and yeah.
Twitch.tv/Devolore, Twitter.com/Devolore. I think designedbyhumans.com/Devolore. I'm not actually sure how that works.
I think so. I think that's how that works.
That's probably.
I'm not actually sure. Let's see. If not, you can just go to my Twitch page, type !store in the chat, and it'll pop up. I'm gonna be back on the GTA this week primarily. I might poke at ESO a little bit, but I'm gonna be back on the GTA because
I might do that too.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna. Yeah, same here.
All right, you guys are gonna stream that? You stream?
I might.
Oh, you gonna stream that? Oh,
I might.
okay.
I'm not sure.
I might too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, play.
Like I said,
you gonna play a cat, right? You gonna play cat, Devolore?
Of course, I'm gonna play a giant cat. You
All
kidding me?
right. Well, then you're gonna be in the same alliance as me and Tasty. We're in the whatever the fuck Dominion thingamajig.
Well, you guys both playing cats?
No, I'm playing. I'm an Imperial. He's a high elf.
Khajiit.
Yeah, Khajiit.
He's gonna be a Khajiit apparently. So there you go.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Coolidge.
So check out Devolore.
Yeah, check out
Do it.
Devolore, obviously. Coolidge, tell people about yourself. Tell me.
But before I do those alliances even matter anymore? I actually don't know. Do they, Chuck Beaks? I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me.
Yelling at the viewers.
What if I want to? All right.
What did they say? Oh, the alliance.
If the alliance thing even matters, I don't fucking know. All right.
I hope they do because you made me. Never mind.
I didn't make you do shit. I told you can play whatever the fuck you want. All right. So back to what I was gonna say is I'm Coolidge. You can find me at twitch.tv/Coolidge. The summer of Coolidge has started. It's just me here. Don't have to, worry about not being too loud and stuff like that. I can yell and rant and rave as much as to my heart's content, basically.
Summer of Coolidge.
Yeah. It's still fuck you. I stole it from Seinfeld, right? You not remember the Summer of George?
Yes.
Nobody remembers that
Summer of George.
I never watched a full episode of Seinfeld.
Fuck you then. Get the fuck out of here. All right. You can follow me at twitter.tv.
Twitter.tv.
Twitter.com/Twitch.
Twitter.com.
HD.
Yeah, Coolidge HD. That's my Twitter. All right. Follow me. I tweet out when I go live and shit like that. Whatever.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. All right. So just follow me. Enjoy the streams or something. Whatever.
Feel free.
Okay. Feel free. Like I said, feel free.
Feel free. Tasty. You wanna, I mean, we're in your house right at the moment, so I don't know if you wanna.
It's my channel. If you don't follow, I'd appreciate it if you did. Follow my Twitter, because if you follow my Twitter, you won't even know you follow my Twitter because I never tweet anything. So why not?
I actually tweet stuff, people. I actually tweet stuff. So
that was a glowing endorsement of your goddamn.
Well,
Twitter.
when I tweet, it's a good tweet because I don't tweet no bullshit. All right. That's all. That's it.
all.
I don't got merch or anything.
Okay.
Coolidge he forgot to plug his own merch.
Yeah, Coolidge got merch. Plug your merch.
I do actually. Let me post it in chat real quick. Hold on.
Okay. We don't necessarily have time for that. Okay.
Hold on. All right.
It's a Frank Murdoch. I know he's got a Bob Coolidge. Got a different
There's a new
Frank
version
Murdoch
where
as
there's a
well.
bullet in his head.
Is there?
Fuck you. No, there's not.
Jesus. It's a little fucked up. All right, so yeah, there's designedbyhumans.com/shop/Coolidge HD. Okay, beautiful. Well, I'm Skip Gently. You can find
Wait, is
me,
anybody streaming after this?
I might actually. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm
nice and fast.
about to smoke, so I don't think so now.
Okay.
Of course. Okay. But yeah, twitch.tv/SkipGently. Same for Twitter. twitter.com/skipdandy. I tweet sometimes, not very much lately, but yeah. Also doing the GTA thing, doing some more, trying to do that crime RP. Maybe something different.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a return of Robbie and Bobby this week potentially.
Yeah, we're
Yeah?
gonna do that for sure.
Nice.
The car dealership RP will make a valiant return. That'll be sometime this week. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So do we have any closing thoughts? Anything before we call this?
Like I said,
to an end?
I'm aware.
Yeah, thank you. Just want to thank Devolore for coming on as a guest. What are you
Yes.
laughing at? What are you laughing at?
He said, "I'm aware."
Who
I
did?
said, like I said, I'm aware.
I hate you so much. I
Okay.
get called out for shit like that all the time. I keep saying, shut it. Fuck that.
Sounds good. Makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much, Devolore, for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, totally.
And
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, thank you.
Probably have you back again at some point. I can only imagine. But
Sure.
yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out. We will be back again 2 weeks from today, which, whatever that date is, just exactly 2 weeks from
9th.
today. The 9th of July.
No, 8th.
You made a liar of me. 8th of July, we will be back with another podcast. Guests will be announced. Follow us on Twitter. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Yep.
DD.